That's how we roll, man. That's how we rock. That's how we win. That's how we roll, man. That's how we rock. That's how we win. That's how we roll, man. That's how we rock. That's how we win. That's how we roll, man. That's how we rock. That's how we win. That's how we win, man.
Hi, my name is Loris Crow, and we are executing at Showtime. Zig Showtime is the show where members of the Zig community come on stream to share coded ideas with the broader public. Every episode features two speakers who will present and take questions from you, the viewers. Zig Showtime is not just what you're seeing on the live stream, but also the discussions that you can have while watching, and that's why I encourage you to join one of the existing Zig communities that you can find by going to ziglang.org. Hello everyone! So, final episode of 2020, Zig Showtime episode 20. I guess that's nice fitting. I guess it's a nice coincidence. Before we start with the talks, let me just bring up a couple of news. So I think the most important news is, well, let me bring up, first of all, we got accepted at FOSDEM. And if you go on the ziglang.org website, you will find that we published a CFP. I haven't yet done all the usual Twitter noise about it, in case you do care about Twitter, but I'm going to at the end of the day, after Showtime. And yeah, so the idea is FOSDEM is a European conference, so like the time zone is going to be compatible. It's going to be during the Europe's daytime. I don't know the precise times yet, but I'm going to assume we're going to start in the morning, so 10 a.m. in the morning. The talks are going to be pre-recorded, but you should be present for the Q&A part, which is going to be live and done with a microphone and a camera, etc., etc. We are looking forward to having, I think, roughly probably 5-6 talks, something of this kind. So if you think you have something you want to talk about, please apply. There are precise instructions on the ziglang.org website. Just go in the news section, and there you will find a post about it. But long story short, it's not the Showtime Google spreadsheet. It's a different system handled by FOSDEM. And of course, also another small but important detail. The conference itself is going to be in February. It's going to be the 6th and 7th day of February, and I think we are going to be on the 6th, so on Saturday. So yeah. Oh, and hi Andrew. So yeah, that's it. I'm looking forward to have people help us make a good impression to the wider open source community also there too. Next is, as I said already, this is going to be the last episode of Showtime for 2020. After today, we're going to go on a break, and I'm going to come back, I think, in January 2nd or 3rd week. The long story short is that, well, I don't have any more talks. The holidays are coming up, which is in any case, it's going to be harder to organize stuff with speakers anyway, even if I did have sessions. And I think also in general, I'm starting to feel a bit of, like, I'm a bit tired. Doing this on a weekly schedule it has the downside that you can never really stop thinking about it for too long. And every week requires preparation for the week after, because you need to coordinate with the speaker for the next Showtime. You need to have it already set up so that you can then put a end date at the end of the episode. Then there's the newsletter. So there's a bunch of chores that, again, it's nothing, in isolation is nothing terrible. You can do it. I'm sure there's people that are putting a lot more effort to do stuff than me, but on the long run, it kind of takes a toll. And I also feel that now I'm always trying to catch up with the things that I need to do, and that doesn't give me enough time to stop and think and make improvements to the show. So I'm gonna use this break to kind of rest a little bit, at least from the point of view of Showtime, and take some time to think maybe other improvements. Like we stumbled upon this new format of people coming on stream and showing stuff like for 5 minutes, and then we have the next person, which is it's a nice thing, but we kind of stumbled upon it, and I would like to be able to be more deliberate with how I want the show format to be. And right now, for one reason or another, I'm unable to do that. So I'll try to make good use of this break. And that's it. But that said, two things related to that. One is, that said, I'm still gonna do the advent of code for as long as I can. So today I did the 5th day a bit earlier, since I usually do it at 8, so roughly 40 minutes from now. But there's showtime, so I anticipated it. And what does it want to say? And of course, we still need speakers for when the show comes back. As I said, my pool of talks is kind of empty. I think I have only one from Felix from Master Q232, and that's it. So please, if you have something and you think the community might be interested in, apply to speak. It's going to be super appreciated by everybody, me especially. Okay, so now that we are done with this, I think it's time to move to the first talk, and let's hope that I didn't mess up the transition screens. If I did, I apologize, but we were kind of scrambling at the last minute to get everything done, so let's transition to it. Oh yeah. So the first speaker is going to be Matt Knight, and he's going to present about his unofficial package manager. I said that in the newsletter, but I'll repeat it here on stream. I think that package managing is a very interesting subject. It's very relevant for us right now. And he's not the only one working on package managers. And we plan to have an official package manager in the, let's say, relatively near future. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how different people have different takes on what a package manager should do or not do, and different trade-offs. And so I'm looking forward for basically the discussion that we'll be able to have thanks to people that are willing to do, the homework, like put the effort into thinking about the details, discovering what works, what doesn't work, what things are good, what things are bad. So without further ado, Matt Knight, ZKG, an official package manager. Matt, the stream is yours.
Hey everyone, what's up? So yeah, like Laura said, I'm going to talk about my little package manager that I've been working on the last few months. And although I do disagree with Loris a little bit, I think package managers are a little bit of the more like mundane side of software development. So instead of actually going through some slides and kind of droning on about files and hashing, I figured we could just do a bit of a live coding session and work on a little project together. Note, this is we're gonna be doing the Advent of Code Day 2, Exercise 1. So if you haven't done that yet, divert your eyes. Just come back later, and hopefully we'll be done. So here's kind of our thing. We've got. I'll give you the TLDR. We've got this file. It's got these different lines, and it's a password database. We've got this range here. We got a character, and then a string. So each string's a password, and then so this here is actually a policy, and it's saying that this password should have the letter A 1 to 3 times. And all we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to count how many good passwords there are, ones that adhere to the policy, and how many bad passwords there are. And we're just going to print that out. So let's get started here. So we're going to first we got to come up with a name. I think I like the name Checkerino. Checkerino. And yeah, we're gonna just init this guy, and we're gonna get started. Yes. This is bad practice. Don't do plain text passwords in a file. So luckily, what we're gonna do, we're going. I already have the input file here. So
Matt, people are asking you if you can increase the font size a little bit.
Oh yeah, I can totally. Oh yeah, anyone. This is I love. Actually, the chat's more for me. I don't have to make that bigger. So how's this looking? We'll get
I
this
think you can
soon.
do it. You can do a couple more. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay. Wow. Really big font. This is gonna be fun. This is good. Okay. We're moving.
You know, this can be also training. Did you watch Dragon Ball when you were younger?
No, I actually I didn't, and I've been meaning to go back and watch it, but I just haven't.
I see. Well, there's a part of the story where I'm sure everybody kind of knows at least roughly what Dragon Ball is. So there's a point where they are like training and they're putting on weights on their arms and legs to train their muscles. And if you increase the font size a lot, it trains you to try to make your code more like scopes smaller, because you lose context much more easily, right? Because it scrolls away from your view right away. And I don't know, I kind of find it like it's the same type of training.
Yeah, like doing the classic 80-24 or 80 column by 24. That's always, yeah. What I usually try to do is like I'll try to like squish as many, like I'll go to like 80 columns at least, and then I'll have like multiple text editors. But it is kind of like it looks pretty when it's up and close. So here's our input file. You can see all the passwords, all a bunch of weird strings, and all the ranges. So we're gonna do things quick and dirty here. This is not going to be a good, like, a quality piece of software. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna make input, and we're just screw it, embed the file. I don't want to do any sort of standard in. It's going to be saved as a variable. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to make a line iterator. So we're going to go line by line. Let's see what chat is up to. Oh, Sebastian, this window manager is River, which iPhone makes. So I'm using Zig to run my desktop. Let's see. Nice. Yeah. iPhone, like, we help fix a bug so I could actually stream this to you guys today. So I'm pretty jazzed about that. So we got our line iterator, and we're gonna do standard mem. What's it called? Tokenize. We're gonna tokenize in UA. Is it UA? What's the tokenize? I also have ZLS running. So
So you have the buffer first and then the delimiter, no types.
Yeah, the buffer and then delimiter. Oh, I think that's a string too.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
a string. It's delimiters. Yes.
Yeah, so we got that. And then we're just going to do while line it next line. Look at us. We're going. And we're going to do, oh yeah, we got to have our counts for good passwords. Use size. And then var bad use size is equal to 0. And then at the end, we're just going to do standard debug print. Nice, quick and easy. Don't even care about errors at this point. Good, bad. We need a new line. It's not a log. Good, bad, easy. So now we're going to do something real bad. We're just going to do const min. So we're going to have min. We got max, we got the character, and we actually have the password. So min is going to be standard format. What's it? Parse unsigned. It'll be a U8 U size. Who knows how long these passwords could be? And then our buffer is going to be, oh yeah, line. No. What am I doing? We got to iterate through all the fields. So we're going to iterate through standard mem tokenize.
Matt,
Yeah,
do you want a You want a suggestion on this, or do you want to proceed with this structure because that's how you feel
I want
comfortable?
I'm good with this structure.
Okay.
We're going to go line, and then we're going to do. So if we looked at our input, we have a space here. We have we got a colon. We got a space. And what else? Oh, and a dash.
Yeah.
So we got whoops, and a dash. So those are all the different things we want to iterate over. And then we'll do another while we're not doing a while. Never mind. We're doing things IT next. Boom. And the radix or the base number is going to be 10. And we need a try. Forgot about that. And then const max is going to be the same. And then we're going to have our const character is going to be IT. Get ready for it, folks. We're just going to assume it's only one character. I don't care if it's longer. And then pass is going to be, actually call it password because we have good, bad pass. I'm going to make that a bit different. And then password is just going to be IT next. And yeah, let's hope we have it. And next, we're going to do our count. We're actually going to do like.
I mean, that looks pretty robust to me. I think there's a bunch of HTTP servers roughly implemented the same way. So no worries. I think that's industry standard.
Yeah. Well, quick like thing. We're going to make this a lot better, but we're just pretend, we'll talk about once we're done the first iteration here. Amazing. Oh, so yeah. No, I don't care about. Is it line feed? Yeah, we're just doing new lines. Like I said, this is not going to be a robust piece of software. So we're going through. We're doing like a var. I just like using blocks. We'll do var ret use size 0. We go for password C. And then we're going to say, if C is equal to the character, we're going to do ret plus equal to 1. So we're counting every time the character shows up. And then we're just going to break from the block. Man, I love using blocks. I don't know about you guys. And then we're going to say if count is greater than or equal to min and its count is less than or equal to max, then what we got here is we can increment our good counter. Otherwise, we can increment our bad counter. And then we just go through and call it a day. And then we can do make run. Does it work? Is it? Ooh, look at that. And let's look at this. Oh, I happen to answer this already. So boom, we're done.
Nice, good job.
Let's get caught up on chat. Same live demos actually work. All you have to do is run the compiler. So yeah, Andrew, we just have to compile this guy with input every time. So okay, this is great. It's that like it fits on my screen nice. It's pretty simple. We run into issues though if, for example, so yeah, it's a pretty crap piece of software. We compile it, we get an executable that answers one question. If we want to cheat and just give people their other questions, how are they going to reuse our software besides recompiling it with their input file? So if we're and a couple other things. So if we were to do, and we don't even process bad input, like we use tons of potentially, what's the new term for it? Not undefined behavior, but runtime illegal behavior. I don't know, but this is bad. This is not very good. So just to get that point in, if we were to just delete this, we could do zig build run. Is that it? Yeah, Zig build run. Oh, attempt to use null value. What happens if we do? Let's just not check for that anymore. And now we're not even like catching anything. We have like a potentially like essentially, yeah, we got like UB and we ignore it and we're good to go. So that's I'm not a super huge fan of that. So I'm just gonna save that. Or the other thing we got, if we copy input to source. So here's another thing that we don't really handle. Where is it? The pass-through seems to be corporate. There's something. 1 second. I gotta find this policy. Password policy indicates the lowest and highest numbers of a given letter. So, for example, we could end up with bad input in the case of, we could just say like, actually we could do like 56, and we could Zig build run, and we're totally fine because it's just going to look for character 5 because again we're only looking at the 1. And so we're going to do a couple things here. Yeah, still need land. So yeah, let's okay. I got a couple of improvements here. So number 1, we want to get rid of input. And so I'm going to be a little fancy here. I'm going to say I want to be able to either give it on the command line with an argument. The other thing I want to do is I want to be able to just pipe in standard in. So this is where Zackage comes in. So we're going to just, let's see, like we can get a big list of, it doesn't print as nice because the font is big, but we get a big list of pretty good, Zig libraries. There's a lot out there, but these ones are pretty good.
You can decrease the font size if you want to print it nice. I think.
Oh, I'm just going to show like the bet. We can just do grep. Let's see what there is for arcs. And cool, or maybe arc. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. Oh, look, this looks pretty good. I know this one. So we can just do an add. We forgot the name, and we want to add clap to our project. And this does one thing for us. It creates this imports file. Actually, I'll just cat it. Cat imports. We get this little structure. And then we can do this Zackage fetch. We'll get into exactly what these different things do down the line. But all you need to know, we've created this kind of manifest file. We've fetched something, and now we have this deps file, and it has path information. And what we can do is in build, we can just import, just directly import deps packages, and then we got all our packages. So we can note that. Oh, actually, I want to look at deps. So we can note that we've got packages, and then it's an anonymous struct with different keys like clap. And so what we can do in build is just go down here, and I want to add this package. Add package, packages, and I want to add clap. We'll get into site, like I'll kind of skim over how clap works, but we can just go into main, and we can go clap is equal to import. And let's see how that goes. Does that build? Hell yeah. Let's see. I'm bad at checking chat right now because.
Oh, no worries. People are like shedding on block syntax.
If that, okay, that's expected. That's. I did not expect this to turn into a chat about block syntax. So let's take a look at clap. Let's go github.com, and we'll look for hedge sales clap. Let's look at this guy. Kamari, what are you writing here? What's going on? So, okay, I really like clap because you can declare like your documentation for your arguments, and at comp time it generates all the things for you. Like you just call it, we'll just copy paste some code here. I want help. And then we'll take something with an argument. So when we start our thing, we'll go here, do a copy paste. Ooh, let's set no wrap. And then, so we got help, and we're gonna also, I'm gonna do F or file. And then the actual string in here doesn't matter, but I like making it matter, or making it accurate. So let's see, file, password, database, we want to check. And then we've got display password help, and then end it. So we get this parameter struct. Oh yeah, I love Zig format, dude. And so we got help and file. So how do we deal with this? So we've got we have to actually take our arguments and process them. So that's what this line here will do. So we've got args. We don't need any of that. I think we're also missing a try here. And then we have to dinit defer. Oh, that's really sweet, Andrew. Thank you. So we got that parse, and I don't know. I just say hedge still. I know it's bad, but
I think I checked one day the pronunciation using one of the the websites that give you the phonetic pronunciation. The problem is that I'm not good at reproducing it, but I think it was something like Hazel.
Oh, that's actually that I did not. I did not try to even approach the name. But Hazel is actually I like that spelling for that pronunciation.
Hazel? I don't know.
But I'm not going to remember how to spell it. If I say hedge sill, I will always remember. Let's see. So we got our args, we got our dinit. So what we can do, so you can see. Okay, let's take a second here. So we got params. We parse our parameters, and we get our args, and we dinit them. And then here, it's pretty cool. We can just check for flags like this, and we can capture different options. And okay, guys, Zig, or sorry, not clap. Just by putting this here, it just infers that, okay, number takes an argument where help is just a flag, and it does it for you. It's pretty great. And then I guess there's multiple, then there's positional, but that's too complicated for us right now. So we got our help. Next thing we're gonna do. So first thing is we got to handle the help every time. So we're gonna say if args flag help. Then we're gonna do a couple things here. We're going to standard. Hey Ben, or Fang. So first thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna we're gonna exit our process once we're done here. Exit with 1. I actually don't remember if that's the normal way of doing it, but anyways, we'll exit with 1. We don't have to worry about it. Another thing that's just really nice is we go down to help. We can print a help message to just an output stream, and so all we got to do is have our standard error ready. Standard, what's it called? IO. Yeah. And then we got get standard error, and then we're just gonna get the writer for that, and then we can just go clap. We got to do a try, because even then we could still fail. Clap help. We give it standard. We're gonna write to standard error, and we're gonna do params. So let's see how this goes. We can do make run, and then we're gonna pass in help. Boom. Look, I mean, it's kind of a lot of output, but right there, boom. We're printing help. We're making progress. And the only thing, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it a little prettier. Standard error. We're gonna print the name of our program, Chicorino. Boom! Look at that. Now, actually, let's just get a nice, pretty print of this. So we go directly to our guy, bin, Chicorino. Oh, actually, you know, I gotta throw in help if there's no arguments. So we got or help. Look at that. Looks really nice. So we're not quite there yet. We're just printing a help message. Next thing we gotta do, and I actually really like this. So we got, you know, no more of this. We're not doing that anymore. We're also gonna set no wrap, so it's pretty again. And then we're gonna put input right here. And the nice thing about this is that we can do if args option, and then we can say I want the file option. We're going to capture that as path, and then we can do a try standard. You know, actually, we're gonna hit new line to make it prettier, and so we're going to return standard file system current working directory. Oh, whoops! And we're going to open file, rip a dip. Our subpath is going to be path, and we're going to need read permissions to do this. And that's our boy. And then otherwise, though, what we're going to do is we're just going to return standard IO get standard in, and this is a file handle, and so that'll be pretty great. So a nice thing here, I'm going to throw down read true's default. Hell yeah. We're just going to, I think we can just, there we go. That even prettier. This is why I like doing, get rid of the failed command output. Okay, sweet. This is why I like doing streams, because yeah, you get some back and forth. It's fun for everyone. And you write better code. So we got our file. We don't need to tokenize this anymore, but I'm gonna make a buffer to store lines. So we're just gonna do buff, and we're gonna make, you know, my favorite page size. I love page size buffers. I don't know about you guys. And what we're gonna do, instead of, you know, doing that iterator, all we gotta do is do a try input. Reader, we're going to read until delimiter or EOF, and we're going to store it in buff, and our delimiter is now what's it called? New line. Wait, that's not a quote.
Nice. Now I can see your plan coming together, Matt.
Yeah, you see, like I think, does this compile? I think we're good. We've built. If we do Zig cache bin Chicorino, good. It's just sitting there waiting. And so can we cat this? Like, let's just pipe this right in. Zig cache bin Chicorino.
Nice.
Now for the moment of truth. Let's see, cat input. Yeah, we just go Zig cache bin Chicorino, and we're gonna do short and the input. I'm getting excited. What if we do the long one? As expected. We're good. So look at that. I'm way happier about that. Now that is a reusable piece of software using Clap. I'm very happy with that. However, we still have our parsing problem. Yeah, Kamara, you're feeling it, aren't you? Because I've been raving about it for the last little while. So if we do, let's do another search. Let's look for, one thing we could do. I just know for a fact that it's made by Komari, so we can look at all the libraries he's made. Look at that. But specifically, parser combinator library. So next, all we got to do is Zackage add mecha. And then we got, let's check our manifest file. It's right there. We got to remember to fetch it. And then we got to add it to our build. So I'm also going to improve our build script a little bit here. We're actually going to do inline. We're just going to say like anything, all the packages, just add it. Just put it in Chikorino. So all we got to do here, inline 4, we're going to use standard meta for this. Fields, we get the type of packages. And then we get the field, and then maybe there's a cleaner, nicer way of doing this. Chat, please let me know. And then we can just do add package, and then we get we do add field, and then we do packages field name. Hell yeah! Wait, what's wrong? Oh, standard user. Oh. Classic. How are we doing, chat? Oh, I was gonna link them later, but that's fine. It's fine. People can move at faster paces if they want to. Sick. Okay, we're good to go. We're ready. Anything we add will just get added right in there. Oh wait, I guess we had to do const mecha is equal to add import mecha. Nice. We're building, guys. So let's take a look at our lot. Let's take a step. Let's hang out. I guess we could just go here. We're done with clap. Let's look up mecha. So, okay, mecha is a combinator library. Apparently this is our combinator parser combinator library. Apparently this is like a normal thing, but I come from lower in the stack where you just have like scanf and you just use that. But this is really nice. You can like you put the things together and you can create like custom parsers, and you can be really exact about like what's accepted and what's not. I actually really want to do like some fuzz testing after designing like a combinator parser and see how it goes. Also, Komari, I noticed you keep on changing this on me, but I'm okay with that. So we got mecha. So okay, this is how mecha works. We're gonna at comp time, we're gonna make a parser. So we've got actually, first things first. Nice thing you can do is essentially this is your part, or like your functions for parsing. I'm not super exact on it, but essentially we're at the end, we're creating a struct RGB, and then we use this function to essentially there's different I guess parsers that will like capture data. And so what toStruct does is that instead of like having a function that essentially it takes a tuple, and then it'll like you can stuff different elements into a struct from that tuple that's grabbed from your parsing. Instead, what it'll do is just like it'll just assign them in order. So if we have RGB, our string here will be in order RGB. So I'm going to use that as well. So we're actually going to make a struct called entry. And same thing with fields. We're going to have a min U size, a max U size. We're going to have a character. It's going to be U21 though, because that's just like I don't know. I don't know if encoding, but that's just how it is right now. And then we're going to have password. and that's going to be a const u8. And then we're gonna be Galaxy Brain right now. We're gonna make an is valid what's it called method here. It takes self entry, and then we're going to return a bool. And then all we're going to do is we can copy paste a little bit here. Go down here. Ooh, I like this. And we go to here, paste. And then let's see, we got our count. We go through, we got ret. We want to change this to self password and self character. Ret, and then we can just do a return. Done. I mean, we're not actually done. One sec. And then count, and then self max. Look at that. Beautiful. So boom. So now, okay, we got our entry. Now let's make a parser. So we got, let's call it an entry parser. Really, really creative here. And we're going to do mecha. What's it called? Is it combine? Or we're doing map. I think we're just doing, oh yeah, we can just do map. We do map. Oh, that is not the right window. We do mecha map. And then the entry is the type. We want to use mecha to struct entry. And then now we got our actual parsing. So let's go check out Advent of Code. So we got a 1. So that's pretty simple to start off. We got, oh, that is not the right window either. We've got, oh, Zig format. We got mecha. We're going to have an int. It's going to be usize. And the base is going to be 10. Next, we got, we got a dash. So we can just do mecha char. And then it's just going to be a dash. Nice and explicit there. And then we're going to have another int, usize, 10. And then what else? What's next? We got, I'm going to say, like, we could just say white space, but I'm going to be really exact. Like, I want a space, colon, and, oh, wait. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I want one space here. So we're going to have another mecha char. And then we're going to have our character. Yeah. And then we're going to have mecha, and we can just say alpha. Done. So nice thing, it'll handle or error out if we get numbers. And then we got mecha. Oh yeah, and then we got a string, and that's going to be colon space. And then we're going to have, I think we can just do any. So it'll just grab everything else with any. So, and now what we're going to do is the lovely bit here. We're just going to get rid of our body. Actually, we'll leave that for a second. So all we got to do is we can say entry is equal to, it's going to be entry parser. And then we're going to say, wait, let's go check. What's the function call? Oh yeah, it's just a function. We pass it in. Oh, we need a mecha combine? I thought it worked this way when I tested this out last night, but that's fine. We'll do some debugging later. It's fine. We're good. And then this will return an optional, and so we can say or else. So if we don't find anything, that's bad. So we're going to return error, bad entry. The other thing is that this returns a struct. I'm only interested in the value. It'll also return like the stuff that you didn't parse at the end, as if he doesn't hit a compiler on first try on this, I will eat a sock. Well, I did like go through this last night, Andrew. So, is there I forget. Is there a try? Oh man, not that I want you to eat a sock. So, and then all we got to do now is, instead of this, we just do if Back. Let's replace that with entry is valid. Nice. Look at that. Look at that while loop. Super easy to read. Very straightforward. Does it compile? Oh no, there we go. Does not support. Oh, there we. I forgot my try. Wait, missing a return. Where are we doing? You're right, Andrew. That's why you made that comment. Are we good? Expected error union found result. What am I doing?
I think you need to put the try within parentheses with the function call, maybe.
Yeah,
Or
what am I missing? Where am I? Wait. Found struct. What am I doing? No try. Value. What am I missing here, Kumari? Did this last night. Or else return. We got our. I'm gonna get that error. So we got expect function found struct. Okay, maybe we got to. I misunderstood the. Wait, let's. Oh, there we go. Misunderstood this. So if we go back here. Oh, so maybe I just need to wrap this in a combine. Mecha combine. And then do I just do it like this? Do I just need to throw it in like so? I think I need, to finish that off, I need, no, curly. Let's see, curly. I'm getting this all wrong. Expected map XX. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense to me. I'm just throwing things in willy-nilly.
nice.
Look at that. Let's run this with, I guess, file input.txt. Look at that. Oh, so happy. Ignore this. That's not Zig related. Let's see. So yeah, we got a sick little checkerino here. We can do. Oh wait, we can give it. We got to give it an F. F input. Nice. Oh hell yeah. I mean, I guess we kind of showed this before, but clearly, like, the parser's working. Let's screw on with our input now. Let's try this. This is what I showed before. Zig. Actually, we can just do Zig build run. Oh wait. Oh no, that's bad. Why did it not pick that up?
I think any is accepting also an empty string. Is it possible?
It should be Zig cache. I'm gonna. Yeah, I know. This is the downside of doing live coding. Why are you? Why? What's going in? File input.txt. Uh-oh. Did I do this right? Alpha string. I guess I'm missing something. Is it? It's that. So that's interesting that that's failing, or it's not. It's not.
Right. Try to break it in another way. Like change the colon to something else.
Yeah, we'll try. Yeah, maybe it's treating that cat input, Zig build run. Still.
You didn't build, I think, or did you?
It's Zig build run. Zig build. What's wrong here? I feel like oh guys, I think I'm doing, is it this one? You know what I'm doing? I'm changing the source input.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and not
it's
your
the
input.
wrong file. Silly me.
Yep.
I'm a lemon. That's what Togglebit says at least. So, anyways, cat input. We got our we
Okay.
got that. So let's screw with our input now. There we go. Look at that. Look at
Nice.
that. Okay, guys, we're okay. Okay, let's undo that. We can just put in a random string. It's okay if it's good or bad. What we do care about, let's check this out. Let's go. Bad entry. Look at us making good software, kind of. What I guess, yeah, so this is a pretty sick little program. Look at us. So we made it, Alex, but we major, but I don't know, like we put a lot of work into this. I kind of want to spiff this up a little bit. Like, we could have our person using this and we want to make it clear like what's good and what's bad. So I was looking up, if let's do a Zaggage search, and let's see if there's anything related to the gret. Let's see if there's anything related to the terminal. Oh, whoa, look at this. It's not a hedgesill lib. So we let's print good and bad. Yeah, I know, Kamari. Let's print good and bad in green and red, which is also very, very in season. It's very seasonal. So we're just gonna add what's it called? It's called ANSI term. However, when I refer to it in code, I actually don't want to call it ANSI term. I just want to call it term. So I can just do this. Rip a dip, and then cat import, and then here it's named term. So, and we already have our build Zig set up, so we can just do const term is equal to at import term Brit. There we go. And now we're going to, we're gonna follow the standard error. We got const. What's it called? It's called standard out, by the way. We're gonna get standard out writer, and then what we're gonna do is it's pretty easy to use ANSI term. I really like it. You can just do update style. You can give it standard out, and then you give it a style that you want to give, and we can set the foreground. We're doing good first, so that should be green. And then we're going to do a try standard out print good. And then we're going to go, we're just passing good. I'm going to copy this. It's going to be red. And let's see, standard out, good. And then we're going to copy this out. And we're also missing a null. There's like an old style argument here that's optional. I have no idea what it's for, but that's okay. That's out of scope for now. And then red. And so, yeah, if we do cat input and Zig build run, what are we doing? Unable to find. I got to fetch. Silly me. So bad entry. Oh, we gotta, silly me. We gotta make it so it's valid again. Boom, look at that. Pretty colors. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. And yeah, I don't think I want to add any more features. I considered doing SDL print of these things, but I was like, oh, maybe not. It's a bit much. Okay, so we did a bunch of coding. We didn't really touch Zackage all that much, but you got to see like some general like use of it. So now time for the boring slides. Everyone ready? So yeah, we got first. You'll notice we had our imports file. Called imports ZZZ. I kind of in my head I call it the sleep file format. I don't know. I feel like that's a nice name. Yes, Nipsey. Once we get TLS going, we can ditch bare SSL. No more C inside Zackage. So, anyways, this is the imports file. You can see that this is like the name that we want to refer to our import with when we do like the built-in import function. We're able to get this route, or like you can have different like a specified route to import from, which you need. And then we also have like a source here. And so here I'm specifically getting it from GitHub. You can also do a like just straight, this is, wait, is this in, yeah. So the main idea behind Zackage is we're only fetching tarballs. We could have zip files, but Tarball also works on Windows, and I just don't have to do the same thing twice. So that's the only thing that's implemented. And so this uses the GitHub API to grab a tarball. The cool thing with specifically the GitHub API is that you can give it an arbitrary commit, and it'll fetch the code or the source for that. Downside of this though is that GitHub does like shallow clones, so you don't get any Git submodules in your source that you download. And so you got that, and then you can also, you could say like instead of GitHub, you could just grab URL and then you put an HTTPS, whatever, blah blah blah, and assuming it's a tarball, it'll download and put it in your file system or unpack it into your file system. Root file declaration, and then integrity check as well. As an example, we can go into Z. This is something I've been like experimenting with, and so in this import, you can just put in an integrity, and so you can specify the integrity type you want to check. And I got this from the website, downloads, and it works just fine. Actually, I guess I could do Zackage fetch. And then it'll fetch it, and then we can look in our Zig, and it downloads in this Zig depth, and then we get a hash, and then we get all the source for zlib. What do we get? That's a problem with Git. Yeah, it is kind of like cool Zig libraries, but however, Komari, there are also two of them are yours, so. So we got, let's see, manifest file. We went over that. Uh-oh. We gotta, what's it? I'm really bad at window. What's it next? We're in Zig now. Oh, we're in River now. Okay, we're back, people.
So there was a question from Jacob about whether you can specify a local path.
Oh, wait, did I not? We're getting there. We'll be there in a second. Okay. Next thing, I actually, that should have been earlier. But yeah, you can. You know what? Let's just go there. I'm gonna show off a future slide. Yeah, you can just put in, instead of URL, you can just put in just like a file path, like in here. So like if you're working on a project, you'd be able to go like, okay, I'm going to comment this out, and for now I'm just going to work on over here in my zlib or whatever, and then that'll be your root source. So that'll work too.
Matt, that would be file colon and then file colon inside a string, right?
Wait, 1 sec. It would actually be
Oh,
Sorry,
URL.
source
Oh, source.
URL.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
whoops. And then you'd also want to have that in a string
Okay.
as well.
Nice. Thank you.
It will yell at you if you don't put quotes around your argument or your URL. So that's also a nice thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, like that'll work. Just as a note, the integrity check just doesn't happen when you specify a file URL because number one, it would be hard for me to pack it up in a deterministic manner into how it was packed up in the beginning. And secondly, you just don't need to because you're going to be changing it. And you get a warning about that, just letting you know that integrity check won't work. This could also work well in a monorepo. I haven't seen a monorepo yet with multiple like Zig packages, but hey, there you go. Let's go. Oh, we're there. We go. We got zlibs integration. So if you guys don't know, actually it was linked earlier. So zpm randomprojects.net. We have this fine little collection of packages that is stored. Let's go check out if you want to add your libraries, I think you just go, what is it, ziglibs server? Where is it located, guys? Expected. Yeah, so it would be like you could throw it in a git ignore. I was putting the depths or the Zig depths inside the cache before, but I just for now I've been just making that other dependency or what was I saying? Yeah, I had depths in Zig cache and that, so you just have the one ignore, but I've just broken it out just because I didn't want to pollute the cache too much, and it's just like a little bit more explicit for anyone using the library or the package manager. Like it's right there in front of you rather than being hidden, and then people can get an understanding. Yeah, thank you, Nipsey, for the ziglibs. Was it repository? Anyways, yeah, you can click on that. And so here, and then it's got an API that's really simple and easy to follow. The API, if we do search help, you can see all the different things you can do. You can actually target a different instantiation of the package server that's going on. You can search by tag. So if we could also do Zig or Zackage tags, and it'll just grab all the tags that are being used and their description on the server. So you could also do search, and then you can also you can search by name, author, or tag. So we could do like a crypto. So we do tag crypto, and that gives us all of our crypto libraries, which is just bare SSL right now. And then what else? Oh yeah, and then like if you just want to dump the JSON, you can go here, and then boom, and then you want to make it look pretty, you throw it through JQ, and suddenly you got color. A little bit. I was hoping to like make it a little easier finding packages. And however, like this is a very small subset. It's only people that know what this is and have added it to the repository through PR. And what else? So just making sure I'm catching everything here. Nice. Okay, I'm glad you like it. And then, oh yeah. I'm gonna go back to a good Checkerino was our program. I think I screwed up the imports here. So we could do we'll add clap back in. Cat import. So if we wanted to change out clap for something else, you could just do Zackage remove clap. And then if we, it's nice to have, and add, let's see, we got some add remove, showed you the tags and the different, I'll answer that question. I'll actually read that at QA time. So yeah, that's really nice to have. And then to show off the deps file, I guess you guys saw this. Like we'll talk about how this hash is generated in a second. If you guys wanted, other big thing is that this package manager does handle dependencies of dependencies. So, and we can see this in one of my desk cube. We will get to that in just a second, for sure. And that's related to hashing. So we'll go here, we got our tests, and then I think I call it a diamond, because the idea was like you'd have your one repository, then you have two dependencies, and those dependencies have a shared dependency. And you can see it here. I call it diamond 1, diamond 2. If we go to cat Zackage test, and then diamond, what's it called? What do you want from me? Come on. Go up and then go up. Okay, we're going up a lot of times. Zackage test, we call it diamond 1. And if we look at the imports here, it requires this other one called shared. So it'll fetch diamond 1, and then it'll scan it for the imports, and then it'll fetch diamond shared. And then it also happens to have diamond shared on the other diamond 2, which is the other dependency. So we could do Zackage fetch, and then you can see here downloads 1, downloads 2, downloads shared. Circular dependencies are also detected. And what else? Imports here. I think that's all I wanted to show off there. And then actually we could also go into circular, where we've got circular depends on circular 1, and then I think there's a circular 2, and then circular depends on the original, like this repository. So you could do Zackage fetch here, and then it should yell at us, or no. Okay, so it downloads a couple things because it doesn't have the full tree figured out. I called it a cyclical dependency. I'll change that later. So it doesn't have it's not very server based. It's kind of like crawls and figures things out as it goes. So I tried to bake in as much logic as I could. Depths, let's see. Oh, that was the other thing that I wanted to show for diamond. Diamond. And so you can see here in our depths file, we've got, our dependencies laid out here. And you can see here, we actually refer to the same thing in two different names. So this one, within like diamond 2, it refers to shared as just diamond, and in diamond 1, it refers to shared as just shared. So that's just the string used for importing. Let's see, are we ready for path hashes? Depths, path hashes. Yeah. So the cool thing with and why the sleep file format is really nice is because this here, everything under you can serialize your entire file into one line, no white space. And what I do is I actually, everything under source, I serialize into this one string here, and then that's what gets hashed. The downside, and so that's nice. And I obviously deterministically build this structure, so you could in your file, if you moved user and repo around, it would still hash to the same value. The cool thing with this is that the root file isn't part of it, so you could actually have one repository export two different libraries or multiple libraries, but they would end up converging on the same hash, and so you'd only do one download for that. Yeah, and that's just how that works. And ZZZ, it works really nicely for that, and I like it a lot. And then, yeah, you saw how we use build Zig. We can either grab a specific package by name, or we can just do all of them. We could maybe add to like the file gen and deps to just like have a add all function as well, which would make it a little easier.
No, that's not my cursor.
What's going? Yeah, I only have one.
No, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, please continue.
Oh yeah. So they're currently there's certain like the issues that are being worked on right now is the I found I root caused why it wasn't working on Windows like I think the day before yesterday, and so the parser for ZZZ assumes only one line ending, so we just need to improve it and it'll work for Windows. For the Windows users though, if you make it so it has just the new line endings, then it'll work. Other thing is that I've kind of baked certificate management needs to be improved. I think in general we'll just end up having like a certs library or module, and then I was thinking we could just port over what Go's doing for finding where to find different like PEM formats and how to deal with Windows. But right now I think Linux specifically I've got handled so that you get all the system certificates. And then I've also got system certificates, and then everyone else I just have the certificate chain for GitHub and for Ziglib. So those two will work on those. But if you try to like grab the Zlibs or like something not from GitHub, you'll probably get a cert error. And then other things I really want to use async because the first example for async is literally downloading things, but our TLS is in C, and I think I could make it work, but I also would rather just wait for a pure Zig TLS implementation, and then we'd be able to do all the things, and it would be fun. And yeah, so now we get into like my kind of goals around like the higher level things. So one of the things that I really like, so like in terms of things that were inputs for making this, was I looked at Nix definitely played a big role. I recently had experience with Conan, which is a package manager for C and C++. And yeah, so those are the two. I also want to look at Cargo a little bit more. But we'll see how, like, that's future stuff. But the idea is I wanted to have like no runtime dependencies. One of the things that I think the Zig compiler does really nicely is that it's just a static binary. We don't really have to care about packaging because you're not going to use the Zig compiler in some long running Debian system where you need to like be able to dynamically link in security fixes and stuff like that. It's a pure development tool, and the package manager fits into that category as well. So I wanted to, like, if it can be a static executable, that's what I want. The other thing that I kind of want to be able to do is like boot up like a bare minimum like Linux system, and then like be able to run the Zig compiler similar to like GCC and just like start compiling programs. And so you could have like in like a whole like the whole bootstrap process, you get like the Zig compiler, and then you can build the package manager, and then the package manager can also work on that system without Git or without Mercurial and whatnot. And the other nice thing with like tarballs is that like there's a lot of different version control systems, but like most people just output tarballs at the end of the day. And so I wanted to keep it like simple in that regard. We could add more. So we could add more, but we have like one mechanism for like grabbing things, and then we can like work on like other aspects of package management. And so that's kind of like how I've been doing it. And a lot of my development has been just like trial error, see how something feels and works, and and I've kind of like, this is like where I'm at right now, but there's going to be a lot of changes. In terms of the whole process, the one thing that I need to work, or the one like aspect is like, in terms of like a user experience, is the build.zig file. So we could generate some code to do that like little iteration for us. The other thing I wanted to talk about is how to deal with C libraries, as well as like, I kind of see like in terms of using the package manager, there's going to be kind of like two ends of the spectrum in terms of using it. There's just developers for, I want this specific version of a library, or I want the latest, I want to grab master, or I just want to build this as like a static, whatever my program is. I just want to build a static executable. And then the other side of the spectrum is, how do we deal with like people who work in like package management? Like, I want to have like, ideally we're trying to replace C. So you'd want to be able to replace C in an environment like Debian, which is really slow moving, and really steady and very big on security. And so in that regard, they're very big on dynamic libraries. Or like, that's just kind of like the classic way of approaching these things. And so I want to make it so that, or at least I want patterns that make it easy to switch between these two different use cases and everything in between. So if you wanted to use the latest SDL, then you just grab it and you use it. However, if you want to like just use your system SDL, then I want to make that like a really easy switch as well. Not an actual like switch case, but you get what I mean. The other thing that I do see in my day job, I think this is also a little bit of Andrew's like influence, but I think he pointed out, I think SDL or some library, like you go and look at it, and you end up seeing whatever Visual Studio's code's build system like build files are. You'll find make files, you'll find CMake, you'll find package config, you'll find auto tools, and building is generally a mess. And so and the thing is, like, CMake is kind of is becoming, I'm radicalized. That's what Andrew does to everybody. So like CMake's kind of like what everyone seems to kind of like has. Yeah, that's what I meant. Desk Cube. CMake's kind of like, I remember I've watched several like CPP con talks that are like, we know that CMake isn't the greatest, but let's all agree to just use it. And it works because it's able to handle like, Windows, Linux, or it's like cross-platform, or like Maison. I agree, Maison's way better, but still, I would argue that build.zig is honestly better than everything else on the market, because you can do cross compilation. You have like you're using a decent programming language to program it in, and so I want to see that used. Like, I genuinely want like C libraries to be like, let's add a build.zig, because it's really simple to just like this is okay. I'll just show my experimentation with C libraries. I don't think I've got everything there, so it's okay that the imports is kind of screwed. Oh no, it's fine, I fixed it. So this is like grabbing a C library, and then the idea being, you could do you could like export like a builder interface, which, for example, you could like add a library that is, static or shared with your target and your mode. And then in your local build, if you're only building the library, you can say like, okay, I just want to make a shared version of this library, or in other packages, you could link directly to it. So that's kind of like ongoing areas of research. I think this will build. Boop-a-doo. And if we go zig cache lib, then there we go. So like this is like something I want to see like C libraries adopt, is like using build.zig, because it's able to work on all these different platforms. And we could do like target is, I don't know, Windows GNU. Does that work?
You need the architecture.
Oh, can I just do native, or is it none? Yeah, or like just being able to do that. Just like I just want zlib for this architecture or this operating system. And I think like that's like something, I think out of everything, this is like the one thing we need to flesh out the most, and to make it easy and useful. I'm not sure if like another thing that I've worked a lot with is Conan. And Conan just, it wraps CMake, Meson, like all the like different build systems into a packaging system. And I'm not sure if that's necessarily what we want to create. So I think that kind of, covers most of my things. I mean, like the other thing is like I really want to like discuss this more with people. Like I like my whole like way of thinking with package management like isn't, I'm making this package manager to be like the Zig package manager. I've been kind of like, these are the things I'm interested in, and then so I'm gonna like work on them. I'll hope that other people get to work on like other areas of development. Then everyone does a ton of trial and error. We find like the solution, or like a good solution to all of this, and then we'll just we'll all like axe our projects, and then we'll build the official package manager. So that's kind of like the approach I've been taking. Where is this? And I guess, yeah, let's get into the QA.
Nice. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
So let me switch
So
view.
that's my rant. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a couple of questions already, right? Let me see. So let's
Remember
just
one
do.
from Andrew from a
Yeah,
little
there was
while
one
ago.
from Andrew. I think I found it. So just to follow the format, let me do the host.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I mean, you can take a break this way from. You won't consume all your voice, since you also have to be here for the second half.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true.
So, question for when it's Q&A time. Can you show us what it would look like if Hazy released a bug fix release of Clap and you want to update to the new release in your
Yes.
Advent of Code base?
So if I actually, okay, so here's the thing, because we are grabbing from what's it called? Checorino. Because we are getting master, we'll just grab master. So I would say like one of the things that's actually really nice, and because I had to implement the tar, or I had to implement tar for Zackage, to be able to download the tar GZs. One thing I noticed in GitHub's API was that you just grab the master like tarball, but there's like a extension to the tar format that has like a comment or like a global header, and they have the commit hash of that. So what I would like to do is by default to like you download from Zig libs, you'll say like, oh, I just want clap, and it'll download it, but it'll lock you into that one commit. Because for example, I think Mecha had a couple changes. So since like, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago in the API, so you're locked into that specific hash by default. And if you really want to track master, you're either typing it in manually when you're building your import. So I assume you know what you're doing. And if you are, or you're changing the hash, or you're specifically changing the hash to master. Or if once I get that feature in, I would have like a Zackage update a name, and then it would fetch the new commit hash of whatever whatever master would be, and then you end up being really explicit about upgrading, and it's a little easier than upgrading like at that point it's kind of like a Git submodule, but like the functionality of that baked into the manifest file.
There was
I think I answered.
There was another question by Kumari. I don't remember if you answered it earlier, so I'll just to make sure I'll ask it again. So he asked, "What is the expected usage pattern?" And I think he brings up an interesting point. So on one hand, if you put zig deps and deps.zig in your git ignore, so there are two ways, right? Either you put them in git ignore or you commit them. And he was pointing out that uh, if you ignore them, then everything is a bit cleaner on the repository. But if you commit them, then Zackage is not a dependency anymore. Like you can build that project without even needing Zackage at that point.
You kind of, but you still need like the fetching part. I mean, like you mean like just committing all of Zig deps? Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Like either you commit
Yeah.
everything or you don't. I mean, if you commit everything, that could also work as a lock system at the end of the day. Kinda, not really.
Yeah.
But
Hey, like, you know what? It's like I meant this to be ignored, but if you want to commit all that, that's up to you. It's totally within your power. I kind of love that you thought. I didn't even think about that. That's awesome.
okay, so let's see other questions. Oh, there's a question from Soapson. Soapson, as usual, very serious question. So, do you want Andrew to dab and say "bruh"?
Yes. Why would you ask that question?
Awesome. Okay, I don't think there are other questions. Let me just quickly double check other places. Sorry, I didn't do the usual thing where I tell people what other places they can go to ask questions, but
Yeah, King Good meme. I love that one.
I think we are good. Yeah, I think we are good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone for hanging out.
Yeah, but you're not going anywhere, right, Matt?
Yeah, I know. I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna hang out. So you can leave now if you want. Otherwise, you're stuck.
So, well, thank you, Matt, for the talk. That was very interesting. That I think that was a very nice way of ending the year. Now, the second half comes up. We're gonna do the show and tell session working title. And Matt is going to stay with me. He's going to be my co host today. And the idea is if you want to show anything, keep the stream open. Join the waiting room channel, voice channel in the Zig Showtime Discord server. So you have to be in the Zig Showtime Discord server. If you're not in there, you can find an invite in the community page. So just go to zigline.org, join a community, and in that file you'll find an invite to this Discord server. But I'm assuming most people should already be there. So join the waiting room voice channel. When it's your turn to come on stream and speak, I'll send you a private message. I'll ask you if you are ready. What you need to do at that point is mute the stream, because otherwise you will be very confused, because you will be hearing me and Matt in real time and also delayed by a few seconds. And when I pull you in, say hello, do your bit. So if you want to share your screen, you can also share your screen using Discord. Or if you just want to make a statement, say something, ask a question, ask Matt, say to Matt that you're a big fan, that's fine. Only thing that I ask you, please keep it reasonable. Don't get my stream banned from Twitch. Let's not do anything unpleasant. And that's it. Let's just have fun. So now, though, there's going to be a 10-minute break so that we can take a moment, drink some water and stuff. And when I come back, we're going to do this stuff. So thank you, everyone. And I guess see you on the other side. Hello, everyone. We're back, and we are ready to start the second half. So, are you ready, Matt?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, the way this works, as I said earlier, we're gonna pull people in. So let's see. Ooh, nice. There's already 4 people ready to show stuff. Looking forward to that. So I think we should start with Megan, who is. This is an ambush, Matt. Megan is your competitor,
Nice.
and let's see what she has to say about package managing. So package management. Ready? Mute the stream first. And also, I think I should re-enable. Oh no. Okay, give me a second. Stupid bug from Discord. Okay, now I'm gonna show everyone. All good. Okay. Hello, Megan.
Hello. Oh,
Hey.
Hello.
Can you see me? Okay, wait.
Yep.
Tilt it down a little. Hey, how's it going?
Everything is
Pretty
good.
good.
I'm good. So I also made a package manager that I would love to show you guys today.
Sure. Are you sharing? You're sharing your screen, right?
Yeah, let me.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Watch screen.
All right. So
Yes.
can y'all see the
Yes.
screen?
We're seeing ourselves.
Okay. Awesome. Wait, what?
You're sharing Discord. Double check which window you are sharing. No, not that one. Yeah.
Oh, screens. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now you should see GitHub.
Yes, we do.
Fantastic. Okay, so this is my package manager. It's called Zigmod. The name comes from I had a lot of experience with Go before coming to Zig, and I am definitely radicalized by Zig. So this is a nice README, but I set up a little test project that we're also going to work through with some examples. And the only thing in here right now is the Git attributes. So let's bring this down a little. Do a bit of Git in it, Zig in it, exe, and then Zigmod in it. So that's going to give us a main that we're used to, and then also this zig.mod file with a name, our main file, and dependencies. So Zigmod doesn't have an integration with ziglibs. It's designed to pull straight from the source, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I have some test projects that have a zig.mod file in them, and then their sources. So the first one is this one called zig add. So we're going to add a dependency of type git with the path of that. And because it has a zig.mod file defined, we don't need to add anything else. But before we do that, we're going to go into our build. We're going to fix standard.
classic.
And then we're going to do deps. Actually, before we do that, we're going to do zigmod fetch as well. So that's going to give us another deps.zig file. But mine does have a nice handy function that we're going to use. And then right above exe, we're going to do deps add all to exe.
Nice. That's a
super
nice thing.
So we're going to come back over to main. We're going to do const add equals import add. Nice. 2 plus 7 or 5, that, add 2 and 5.
Nice. I can already see all the JavaScript programmers being super interested. They want this library.
I'm not as good as Matt. I got a compiler.
I got plenty of compilers.
Cool. So we got 7. So if we take a quick look into our depth.zig file, we have our function definition, and then we have packages, which we get our add file, and then it's going to grab zig add from our cache, and then some C structures that we're going to get into later. But what if we don't want to just add files? We want to multiply some files for numbers. So I have another one called, actually, instead of doing that, I'm going to use double, because this also has dependencies of dependencies. So that also works. And then we're going to come over to zig.mod, double, and then do zig.mod fetch.
Oh yeah, I
And
can
cut-
see how double would depend on add.
Yeah. And then we're going to do another zig.run. And then we get 10. So beyond that, you can see we have a type parameter of get. So we'd also support material of HG, the path of this one, that. But you can see, if you look at the zigmod folder or the zigmod file for this one, the name is add.hg. But we don't have another add package here. So we're just going to change the name to add. I don't need that one anymore. Let's do const add. Import add dot add double add of 6 and 4. Do another quick fetch. Now we have a mercurial dependency. Zig build. So what should this be? So 10. We should get 20. Fantastic.
Nice.
So then, okay. So this is a new package manager. So not every package out there that uses some Zig code has a zig.mod file. So let's also try and use clap in our project. So we're still going to be using git. Let's do clap. So until here, the main file is going to be this clap.zig. So just as the packages have a main attribute, you can also override any of the attributes that can be defined in a package. You can also override them in your dependencies, both
Right.
for if you just want a different one, or the common case that I've been running into recently is when they don't define one themselves. So we're going to come over into main. Hazel was very nice to give us some examples. We're going to copy this file right here, or this one. Let's do a quick fetch. And then zig build run string hello string world. Did I do a fetch?
I think you did do
there was
fetch,
a
yes.
fetch. Maybe the build.zig.
Packages.
If it doesn't find clap, uh,
Yeah, Nipsey's right. So far, Showtime's today has been how to use Komari software.
Oh, that's a bug. I know that's not working. So
no worries.
that'll be fixed. But so we're gonna move on to the C code section.
Yeah, I think you've done way more work for the C code side than I have, and I'm really excited to see this.
Okay. So so SQLite is a common C library, and what's nice about it is that they package their entire library into a single C file. So you can download. Oh, they released a version. So we're gonna save this archive real quick because I'm gonna show you two different versions using C locally and then also using C remotely. So we're gonna come to C.
So the idea, like a system, whatever's on your system versus grabbing their latest release.
Yeah, so like using the Zig build system for C code, but using Zigmod to add it to your build system or build file, versus like using a C library that's out on the internet.
Yeah, it's definitely a topic that I'm like, I can't do it, but like the nervous Morty sound, that's me with like trying to get this done. It's like,
Okay, so now we have our C file right here. Let's add that to our source, make a quick little folder called include, and add our H file in there. Okay. So dependencies, we're actually not going to have any right now, but we're going to do C includers. It's just going to be include, and then C source files. It's going to be source SQLite 3.c. Okay, and then we're going to get that one. Version. Cool. That's not the right one. They have a function. I thought. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's call this one. Because the other one's just to define. Standard. C import. C include. It's going to be SQLite 3.h. Standard log info SQLite version. It's probably going to be a C pointer. So if we do a fetch there, we're going to see in our deps file, we have our include directory as well as our source files. Is that going to work on the first try?
Oh.
anxiously waits for LLVM.
What's the libc here? Is just like default?
Yeah, it's just native. That's following like I don't know.
Oh, LLVM.
They use it. SQLite is a like very big C file, but it doesn't usually take that long. I'm not sure what that one is.
It could be. I know we got like 2.32 for glibc. That's just a linking error though. Like that's not too big of a deal, I think.
Okay,
Okay.
so
There we go.
Yeah, this is one of the defined ones. Okay, so we have some C code. This actually isn't going to have to change for our next example. I knew there was a better way to do that. But SQLite is an R library. So let's not include that in our commits. So we're going to get rid of this. But they do have these wonderful zip folders that they offer. Let's see. And this feature was actually just added today. Well, the HTTP type was just added today. But then we're going to want to look at how they set this up. Okay, so it's that right there. So then, same thing, see, includers is just going to be this right here. And then see source files is going to be SQLite 3.c.
Nice. There was a quick question from the chat. Do you automatically link to libc? Because if not, that might be the cause of the linking error from earlier.
It only links to libc if you include C source files or include directories.
Okay, yeah, that was assumed. Okay, so it's
So
not really
like,
Mhm.
yeah, so it checks to see if these two fields are defined anywhere in your dependency tree.
Mhm.
And if your project is pure Zig, it does not link libc by default.
Right.
It does link libc for you if you include any of these attributes, but it only does that if these are included somewhere in your tree.
Mhm.
Nice. Yeah, and then all this is handled in your include or like add all packages, I assume.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I guess we can go over that later. So what's the difference between the amalgamation and the one before? Were we doing the system before and now we're doing the download?
Yes.
So
Okay, sweet.
I had still downloaded the amalgamation zip folder, but I was referencing it from a local path.
Mhm.
Versus this one downloads the zip file from online and then like stores it in the cache.
Yeah, that'll be really good for, yeah, the former would be good for migration and stuff like that. Sweet.
Do it quick. You reset the cache real quick.
Yeah, LLVM and C. Oh, actually, you know what? Zig and LLVM emit output. Name a more iconic duo. Hopefully, soon won't be as true anymore. But hey,
I mean, by the time 0.8 comes around, hopefully it'll be gone, right? That's the plan.
yeah. Unless you're doing release builds, in which case you'll have still to wait
Right, it's
for
the
a while.
Yeah, for CI purposes, this is running on Zig 0.7. I was using master for some other projects, but this right now is running 0.7.
Mhm.
Cool. And then so we got the same thing. Yeah, so then there's the C source flags. You can also define that as a property because the Zig build system accepts C files and C flags. So then there's the source files, and then there's include directories. And then so this add all to function only links libc if the include directories array or the files array has items in it.
Mhm.
And then it'll call link libc.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice. So this is a different take compared to what Matt was doing. What is the thing that you worked on that was the hardest to get right, or right? Maybe something that you haven't added yet that like the thing that most you found hard to work on.
A lot of so like Matt kind of touched on this. So like another example I was gonna go over real quick is that so if you
Sure.
have like say a Git package and it's either like a Zig library or C library, you can go to tags or you can like look at commits and say, okay, so
Mm-hmm.
the release here is you can do like version tag and then that, and then so like it'll store that. But then there was also so one of the things that came up a lot in like the issue on GitHub for wanting a package manager in Zig was like locking all of your packages to a certain like source locking them based on like integrity checks or um, like to a specific hash. But that isn't it breaks a lot of things on like you might want to define something like say on a tag, like a tag is tied to a specific commit and a source tree at a specific commit cannot change. So if you hash the files at like a specific commit, then that's fine because then like those source files aren't going to change. So if you get the source, if you are able to download the files and get it to that commit, you can verify it with the hash, and then that's fine. But say you use a branch, and you're like, say branch, dev or whatever, that can constantly change. So then if you were to say then put in a hash, and it's like Blake 3, and then this is like whatever, this might be the hash of your sources. But then if someone goes to use your project later and your version is on a branch, this hash is going to be invalid if there have been updates to this branch. So the only way to ensure that is by doing like commit. You can tag it to a commit and do that, or you can do tags. And And then so I was thinking of like, well, going by a branch is like way more ergonomic for most people. So should there necessarily be a way to um, so there was this file that I made it so you could generate. Oh, it's not actually using files. The includer.
Oh, we have a request from Andrew, or was it Andrew? Yeah. So he wants all three of us to say the word tag.
Tag.
Tag. I try to say tag when I'm trying to speak English, but whatever. Let's go for spaghetti. Tag.
So I don't know if yeah, I don't know if Andrew thinks my way is the regular way because I think we're from like the Pacific Northwest, but I've definitely been had comments when I was in like Texas.
That's
But
insane.
yeah, not for the word tag. It was about.
Yeah, so I thought about like whether or not like this file should be committed.
Mm-hmm.
Because like so you can specify a branch. So then this is the hash of the files at the branch that you're working like when you're working on it,
Yes.
or like when this file was most recently generated. Or
Yeah, that's a good question.
like maybe it should add some metadata. So like you tagged it at this branch, but then it was built with this commit. That's typically what semantic versioning is used for. But then Golang has had a lot of problems with semantic versioning, and it's not really about like major, minor, and patch, but like which versions of a package um, compatible with each other.
Yeah, you're right
In
about
regards to
that.
like forwards or backwards compatible. And so like I would typically like try and go with tag or commit, but I know it's a lot more ergonomic to use branch at times.
Yeah.
And by default it uses master. Like if you don't specify this, it goes by the default branch. So it'll just like clone this with the submodules, if there are any.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I was like thinking of adding that thing in for when you're grabbing off of Zig libs to like just like put in the commit, just so that you'd end up saving people from potentially like tracking something that's changing quickly. But yeah, you're right. Like tracking a branch instead of like a proper version is tough sometimes.
Okay. What's this next demo?
Does anybody have any other questions? So I'm gonna see if I can get Z standard to compile with just Sigma.
Mm-hmm.
And then if anybody had any other questions, I could answer.
Yeah,
those
let's see
as
if
well.
chat has any question. If there's any, I'll make sure to relay them. But it's interesting. So Matt went for tarballs. You decided to support different different tools like Git and Mercurial and stuff. That's another interesting question. As for the targets, that's another interesting question. I guess my take would be that putting a tag or a commit is fixing something, while if you try to track a branch, the branch is a different type of thing. And maybe those should be, and I get it, once you put there that, then you want a log file. But at the same time, log files, I think, provide a bit more, which maybe if you start thinking about signatures, then maybe you want a log file anyway. And in the log file, you don't just put a hash, but you also put the signature so that you are like you put there all your stuff. I don't know. It's a very multifaceted problem.
Yeah, Megan, what's your take on like the version ranges? Because like for me, like semantic is like the only way I can like think of, and I know there are downsides to it. So do you have any ideas on like how we might say like when we're referring to this package, or if we have two dependencies pointing at or two packages pointing at the same dependency, but they're within like a compatible range, only use the newest of the two or something like that?
Right. Yeah, I thought about like, maybe you could use semantic, but like track the major part of it. But that would also like ensuring reproducible builds on like a non like this package uses this commit kind of way would um, like require that people adhere to it, which doesn't
Mhm.
always happen. Um,
Okay, so sorry, about your demo, did it work? I got lost for a moment.
there's a lot of
June's has a nice comment on just warning.
Committing hash metadata when tracking branch is still useful. Fetch the branch and warn how many commits ahead of the hash you are. There's also a question from Andrew. So for both Matt and Megan, what is your preference for a package manager's behavior when there are multiple dependencies in the tree of the same package, but with different minor versions? So for example, 110 and 120.
well, so that was kind of the problem that we were just kind of like trying to solve it in the air because like they shouldn't like ideally you wouldn't want to have a package pinned to a minor version because if something like just has a bug fix um, it shouldn't break any of your functionalities, so you would want to ideally come up with a way to kind of elevate all those minor versions to the same one, and then be like, okay, well, this package uses, or these packages uses major version 1, and then these packages use major version 2. But yeah, getting
Yeah,
that to work in practice isn't always the easiest.
yeah, getting the I get the I mean, you could just grab the newest and have it compatible, but if you like your build, like yeah, you don't get a deterministic build once like new minor versions come out. So I'm kind of in favor for I think June's put down like minimum version selection. I assume that just means like the minimum minor version. I'm kind of more I'm kind of leaning that way, but at the same time, maybe the newer minor versions have like security patches, and you want to have those in newer builds of software. It is tough. It would be nice, actually. You know what? Maybe it would be nice to like define that behavior somehow as well, because sometimes like you're working in security intensive like applications, and getting every new piece of software in is generally what you want. Could be wrong with that as well. Yeah, I guess my official answer is so Andrew, are you saying like you've got messy dependencies, go figure out like what you want for and be explicit about the shared dependency somewhere in the tree and like lock onto that?
It's hard though to ask people to fix dependencies of your dependencies. Like I think the expectation is if I'm using something packaged by someone else, I kind of don't want to know too much about what's in there. Of course, it's a trade-off, so like you can't have everything. But yeah, that's definitely a radical idea.
Yeah, in terms of like cargo, I'd love to like. I think the first two things I think anyone mentions in Rust is like, oh, it's safe, which I don't think a lot of people fully understand right away. But the second thing that they say is cargo is amazing, and I think people really like the user experience. But I understand there's some challenges.
Do people say that?
That's what I've personally heard, like people love cargo because it just works, or it'll just grab things and start building things for you.
Maybe it's because I'm building a package manager, but I've like seen a lot of blog posts about like different problems with its approach and stuff.
Yeah, that's probably once you spend more than like 15 minutes with it that you start,
yeah.
that's what my guess is. And so I think it's like a really big draw for people. So like that.
Like in regards to there being an issue with like if say you have one dependency that uses like HTTP, 1.2, and then you have another dependency that uses HTTP 1.3, is like the HTTP object that you get from one dependency compatible with the object that you get from the other one? And that's really you can only really assume one way or the other. If you specify that like package versions have to align with the like compatibility promise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. In chat's giving some cargo is bad. So like I just started looking into cargo and how it does things. So I would like to know how, like, yeah,
Now
I
you have
definitely
to
want
stop, Matt.
someone's brain. Yeah, I have to stop.
Yes. I watched the keynote talk from the latest RassConf, and actually, okay, it's not like they are the most unbiased source of information you could find, but they were mentioning that, at least according to their experience, for them, cargo was the nicest part of Rust. Like one of the people were saying that they read a bunch of comments where users would say that maybe they don't like Rust, they don't even like the syntax, but at least they like cargo. But I think Andrew probably brought up a good point. For C programmers that have never seen a package manager, for them probably cargo is amazing. Like everything is relative, I guess.
It's yeah. Yeah, I think I came from electrical engineering, so I went up the stack. So I started with like assembly, C, and then C++, and then I got a job doing like JavaScript. I know have whatever opinions you have there, but it was like the idea of having a package manager was brand new, and I was like, oh, it's kind of nice to just install something and use it.
Mm-hmm. So now you're compiling this gigantic set of C files. Holy cow.
Yeah, because I got this to compile with just Zig CC.
That's awesome.
So
By the
I'm
way,
trying to
what is ZST?
Uh,
ZSTT, sorry.
That's Zig standard. No, it's a Z standard. It's a compression algorithm made by Facebook.
Oh, I see.
Really good.
I see.
So I'm messing around with the C files that are included. I think I'm missing an include directory, but I'm not sure which one. I think it's... Oh, I think programs is the one.
Yeah, Andrew, I think I've kind of taken the same approach as you. It does get like challenging sometimes. I think SDL is like the best proving ground for like different ideas around packaging because it's an absolute mess. I don't know how many hours I've spent trying to figure out how the CMake file works. so that I could port it over to a build.zig and then just replicate the logic and the builds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've definitely looked at that repo, Andrew, and then I was like, okay, cool. Like I think you had like a window, like the whitelist is like a Windows and a Linux build, and I was just like, let's take a next step further and like try to get all the weird stuff that SDL does, and like all the flags, the logic is all over. It's definitely like incrementally like adding little features here and there and being able to turn different subsystems on and off. And it's a challenge for sure. I also wanted to add in like a PSP build, but the make files in there are way easier.
Okay, let's see. If the compilation succeeds, then amazing. Oh no! The line failed with error.
No, just a path problem.
Oh yeah, they have this gigantic project.
Yeah. Sometimes you like run into like having to replicate like CMake like generated files with defines, and that's a challenge.
Yeah, let's see if there are any.
Megan, do you want maybe to debug what's not working offline, and you can come back to do the demo later? Would that work? Or if you feel you're close, feel free to finish on stream.
Yeah, I can give that a try.
Okay. So we should see then who's next. I want to when you're ready, join the channel, the waiting room again. I'll call you back. Okay, I'll give precedence to other people that are like in the queue, but I'm sure there will be time. So thank you again. I'll put you back in the waiting room. See you later.
Thank you.
Okay. The next person that I want is Dan. Ready? Mute the stream.
Dan.
Oh yeah, I want Dan Boxer. Because he's working on an OS, right? And he was waiting for a while now, and I think he had also somewhere to go. So let's just double check that he's ready and pull him in. Oh no, he's not replying.
Dan, oh no.
Okay, let's give him a few seconds more. Oh no, yeah, there he is. Let's go. Yes, I'm ready. Nice. Hello, Dan.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna. So I'll just share my screen.
Yes, please.
All right, cool.
Let's see if Discord is gonna show it to me immediately.
Okay, I have to. I think I have to enable some security stuff in Mac OS.
Oh yeah, and you will need to reload
I
Discord
have
too.
to wait. Oh, I have to quit and reopen. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. We're waiting for you.
Yeah, let me do that.
Andrew.
Well, it sounds like Megan.
Yeah,
Megan's got her.
got it working.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
nice.
just had to specify something in the code, so that's pretty good.
Oh, I see. Okay, then we're gonna check it out next. Where's Dan? Dan is back. Okay, Dan.
Oh, guys, we gotta participate in a JavaScript competition.
Would you like to participate in a regular
Yeah,
competition
we
for
could-
JavaScript and
we could
TypeScript
win.
developers?
We could win $100.
That's cool.
Are you streaming?
That's
Are you actually watching the stream? Are you a bot? Or
Oh
what?
wait, I'm not. Wait, hold on. I actually have the stream minimized. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Okay, I opened the link and it says the game is only available in Chrome browser. I think that's a ban from my stream. I apologize.
so. If we
I
win,
guess
that's
go live.
no.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, if we win the competition, that's 2 hours of developer time going toward the ZSF.
Oh, let's go. Let me
Can
open
you-
the stream.
Okay.
1 second. I mean, let's go.
All right. Do you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So hi all. So my name is Daniel Boxer. I've been working on this operating system for. I actually really don't know. I think like less than a year. Definitely less than a year. But I've had the idea of like working on an operating system kind of from scratch, just like out of interest, and I kind of wanted to do something different from Linux. It's kind of more experimental, and right now it's more of a UEFI bare metal application than an actual OS, because everything runs at ring 0 now, and I don't have any sort of user space or multitasking or anything like that. So let me show you what I have right now.
I mean, those things are for suckers. Just stay in ring 0.
Just like Temple OS.
Yeah.
So right now, so this is requires EFI right now, and so I have this started up, and you can select which resolution, and let's see if this works. So can you guys see this? Because
Yes.
I know. Yeah, okay, cool. So if you see up top, so this may be the first operating system that I know of that has its name change every time you start up. So I literally pulled in the English dictionary and then just did a rand on it. So yeah, I literally just do that. So right now it's just very simple black file. A black screen. I have a keyboard working, standard PS2 drivers, and you really can type anything in here. I have, if you see up here in the upper right hand corner, I have the modifier keys running. Hit shift, and also I have a real time clock going. Every tick on this is I'm trying to describe it. It's almost a second. Every tick is 1024. I'm trying. Every 10,024 ticks is a second. That's what it is. So right now, I mean, it's not much. It's just basically a console. But when I started writing the OS, I wanted to, originally, obviously, my first choice was actually C++, because I kind of wanted the, not even operator, like, function overloading. It's like, I have to type def struct everywhere and stuff like that. But then, like, I don't know, there's something about C++ that, over time I've kind of, can get crufty and stuff like that. And, I discovered Zig, and Zig really does enable me to do a lot of nice things at a very low level. And especially one of the big things is I was able to compile for UEFI very easily. So unlike I know unlike most people who use Zig, I actually use a standard Bash script for building. Eventually I might use a build.zig, but what's nice here is the cross compilation is very nice, and Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else.
What's the feature of Zig that really helped you the most? Like the one that you said, "Oh yes, thank God that I have this now."
So one of the things that I really liked that was actually the packed struct stuff.
Oh,
So I actually really liked that, and
and it
let me
doesn't
see if I
work.
yes. So so I actually do use it, but I have to have static asserts on all of it to make sure that the size is right.
Mhm.
So if and when this actually gets underway, um, and working properly, um, it is a real great thing for low level programming, because now x86 is an insane architecture that has 1,000 different status registers for different things, and and so here is the this is the R flags. So standard status register for the carry flag and the zero flag and whatnot. And the pack struct, it actually works in this case. It allows me to pack this in an 8-byte struct, and I can actually access each field at a bit level.
Mhm.
What you're referring to, and that pack structs don't really work right now. It's definitely bit me in terms of what will happen is I'm trying to think. It will try to a bit align things that shouldn't be bit aligned,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to recall exactly what happened, but I think I've definitely had memory weirdness where I thought it was one size and it was really a different size,
Yeah.
and I at that point I realized I couldn't really use it.
Mhm.
Or actually, what I think what I ended up doing was repacking some of these fields. So I had to combine some fields into one thing, and I had to do bit masking anyway on the fields. But so that was one thing that was promising, that I really liked, and I still do like it. Another thing is the slices. I really like slices a lot, and especially a key thing is that you really do know how they're stored. It's a fat pointer. It's an 8-byte pointer with an 8-byte size, so you know that each slice is 16 bytes, like things like that. And that's what I love about Zig, is at least it's mental transparency in terms of how things work, and it
Mhm.
doesn't try and hide things from you, if you're using virtual methods in C++, and
Right.
you have to do
Mental
tables and stuff like
transparency.
that.
That's a nice way of putting
Yeah.
it. By the way, there was Andrew earlier, I think, spotted something in your build file, in your build script. Is that the
Oh,
system
really?
C compiler that you're using to compile C?
Oh, wait, hold on one second.
You're
I
getting
actually
shamed.
don't have the stream up, so I can't see the chat right now. But
Pull it
hold
up.
on, 1 second.
Yeah, you're getting
All
called
right.
out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So wait, what was the problem with the build script?
Are
Oh
you?
no, I think he's using Zig CC. I think it's fine, guys.
Oh yeah, no, I'm using Zig CC.
Oh, you're using. Okay. So Andrew just called you out.
Oh wait, which?
Uh,
Hold on. Let me get the chat on my phone. Hold on 1 second.
No, don't worry. So the comment was just,
I,
is that the system C compiler that I see there? Why not the
Oh
CC?
no,
That's it.
no. No. Um. Yeah. You mean Clang? Yeah. You would think oh, I'm just using CC. No. Because I'm using a what we'll call it, variable here.
Mhm.
And I actually, one of the big things is I store everything in my source tree. So the
I
reason
see.
I have the variable.
But why is ZC a variable?
Oh, because I have two different builds in my repository for Linux and Mac.
I see. Not because you
So
can
I
turn it
actually
off and
store-
okay.
Yeah, I'm trying, and some of this stuff, some of the utilities I use are not in the repository right now. But it's actually a giant repository, and I know I've been asked whether this is on GitHub or not, and I don't know if I can really put it on GitHub actually, because it's actually very large. Because I store all the binaries in there.
I see.
But so I don't know how we are with time. I can
No worries. Is
talking
there
or-
anything else that you think that you want to share? Otherwise, no
So
worries.
yeah. So I guess the future. Another thing I do have running, which was a pain, and I've been told to recommend to get running, is I actually do have multiple cores running on this. So I have multi-threading right now. It doesn't do anything. It literally each thread just prints this booted message. But that was an interesting endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also interesting. Another point is that it's also, while doing this, I learned as much about Zig as much. I feel I learned even more about the Intel architecture, which has a lot of things in it that you wouldn't think of when you when you actually boot up AMD, a standard Intel or AMD processor from 2020. It starts up in 8080 mode or 8086 mode, and so it's and that's actually the same way in UEFI. You don't have to worry about that because it actually comes in on 64-bit mode. But when you start up these threads, they actually start up in 16-bit mode, and you have to trampoline yourself up to 64-bit mode.
I see.
So unless you want to run like a DOS programs on those threads or something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But very quick. What my plan is for this operating system eventually, is to have kind of an architect is experimental. And what I like to do, one idea I have is, how in Linux everything is like dynamically linked, and I kind of want to borrow the idea that Mac OS was using, is kind of like have executables as like standalone, and so that's an experiment I want to try, and that's probably like eventually my goal. I want to also experiment with different ideas of like UI and even file system.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm going with this OS. And I'm going to continue doing, and that's a ways off. And I actually have a giant to-do list.
I can imagine.
Yeah, like right here. And it's kind of like, it's kind of nebulous exactly where I'm going with this, but that's kind of the goal here, is to kind of experiment with different things and try and do something other than a Unix operating system.
Nice. So just for the people watching, if you are interested in following along with his work, he's been streaming on Twitch. You will find a notification in the live coding channel in the Zig SHOWTIME Discord server every time he goes live alongside other people. And yeah, he just typed out his Twitch TV/DanBoxer, and is that Twitter?
And this is on Twitter.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
I'll post. Yeah. So yeah, so that's all I have. Let me if anybody I don't know if you have time for Q&A or anything.
Yeah, feel free to chat. Let's do it like this. So maybe if there's one or two questions, let's answer them. In the meantime, I'm gonna start preparing the next person to come over. Is that okay?
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
Okay, so
Alright, so I'm looking at chat now.
just so people know, I suspect that Andrew and Jacob have something hardcore to show off. So I'm gonna call Zackus first, since he was in the queue since earlier, and hopefully he has something. I don't know. This is a guesstimate, so maybe I'm wrong, but hopefully Zackus will have maybe something less, something more light to show off. Who knows? We'll see.
So how do you actually start like using UEFI? Like I've seen, I think there's like a paint application done in UEFI, but
So actually, Zig UEFI, it's literally it's a self-contained Microsoft executable, essentially, Windows executable, or a PE32 plus. And what you'd have to do is Zig, honestly, I think is the easiest way to do it. Honestly, is literally you have a main function. So I can go to. So in my bootloader, and you can really right now UEFI is a bootloader. I actually compile the kernel into an ELF file and then have UEFI load it. So originally it wasn't doing that. Originally it was just one giant UEFI file, because eventually I don't want to depend on UEFI. But really, you can write a regular bare metal application in UEFI. Like it doesn't have to be an operating system. And so literally, so you have to, you have a standard main function, and that's really, and what you have are these boot services that are global variables in Zig. And these and also something called and you use sorry, I'm like all over the place. So you have this boot service struct, which contains a bunch of methods, actually, though they're C methods. So it's just like function pointers, essentially. And then you use these boot services use this like locate protocol method to get like another struct which contains like other methods of interest. So in this case, we have something called graphics output protocol, which is
that's cool.
Yeah, and so this is essentially represents a struct which contains a bunch of methods and data as well. It contains a frame buffer, I think. Yeah, it contains a frame buffer, and that you literally to get something out on the screen, you're kind of required to do like three things. You have to first you have to get the graphics out. If you're doing straight UEFI, you get like the graphics output protocol to get the frame buffer, and then you get the memory map, and then you call something called exit boot services, which says, okay, I'm out, I'm on my own, and this boot service struct goes away. And you actually have to call exit boot services because UEFI will recycle you after 1 minute if you don't call it. There's actually a watchdog timer. So that's kind of that's kind of the bare bones. And then Zig already has a UEFI target in the build script.
Sweet. We do have one question in chat. Is your goal to be using OS as a daily driver at some point down the line, or is it just a testing ground for experiments?
I mean, that would be cool. I mean, if I can get, that's my goal is to really eventually use it as a main driver. I have no idea how far off that is, but that is an ultimate goal.
Okay,
That's pretty sweet.
nice. Well, thank you very much then.
No problem. Thank you guys for this opportunity.
No worries. Catch you on a stream.
Yes.
Yeah, see you next stream.
Yes. Definitely. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you, actually. Okay, so next person, Zakus. Let's see if he's ready. He is. So, yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great.
So, Zakus, what are you showing us?
My demo is indeed gonna be short and simple.
Nice.
Am I that predictable?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so let me. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
1 second. Watch stream. Yes, we're in. The font size is a bit small, so if you want to read the code, you need to increase it quite a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Loris, there's a request to up the sound.
Yeah, if you can
I
increase your volume.
I can
yes.
move the mic closer.
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay. So yeah, I made some GDB pretty printers for Zig.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite simple, but you may maybe you'll find it useful. It's not merged into master yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I can demonstrate it to you. So without the pretty printers, if we print a slice, I need to run.
Right.
We just get a pointer and length,
Mm-hmm.
and with the strings it's a bit nicer. We get the string. Optionals look like this, so not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But we can improve on this. So with the pretty printers,
Mm-hmm.
we can display
Nice.
the contents.
I like that.
Is that recursive? Like if the slice contained another slice?
I don't know. It may depend on your GDB settings.
Okay, I see. Makes sense.
GDB decides whether to expand them or not.
Oh, right.
Because I basically this pretty printer explains to GDB that it's an array-like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
structure.
I see. Makes sense.
And with optionals, we get just null. And here I decided to print it this way, so you know it's an optional.
Mm-hmm.
And not just the value, but and that's basically it.
Nice.
I'll probably add support for more types in the future. And maybe, for example, support for the standard library hash map.
Right.
Quick question. Is this sort of stuff, or maybe for like the compiler devs as well, is this sort of stuff something we can integrate into the compiler so you don't need to use a Python, like, GDB's Python scripting?
Well, then I guess you're in the compiler. You can I don't know too much about Dwarf. What it's exactly it's capable of. So
I think Andrew has an answer. Andrew just said that
Oh yeah,
you can put the Python script in the binary with a special metadata, and GDB will pick it up.
that's
yes,
awesome.
yes. You can do that, but you can put the whole script in the binary, or you can just put the file name. But I looked into it, but there isn't really a simple way to do it. Nicely.
I see.
Like you can, for example, Rust just made a shell script called Rust GDB, which loads the script and then launches GDB. So it's either that or putting the entire script into binary.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we've got a few options.
Or
nice.
you can just you can you can put into your GDB init for the time being.
I see. Nice. Thank you very much. That was
Thanks.
nice. Does LLDB support also this same type of scripting? You know?
Yes, it supports it, but it's a different API.
I see. I see. So let's see what Andrew is saying in chat. It would be sweet if you could write your pretty printer in Zig, and then the compiler would know how to translate it into Python and how to integrate it. This is not as crazy as it sounds. No, I agree. It doesn't sound crazy at all. That's standard metaprogramming stuff. The Python code would literally meme copy machine code instructions into memory and run them. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could do that, but I don't really see the point of that because you still depend on Python.
No, but it would allow you to specify in your Zig code the pretty printing function.
So basically write custom pretty printers in Zig.
Yeah, exactly. And then have some metaprogramming facility that basically exposes that as a Python function to GDB, which is a funny route.
That would be pretty cool.
Nice.
I think the term would be POG.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you very much, Zakus. Is there anything else you want to show us, or was that it?
No, that's it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. So let me then call in, I guess, Andrew and Jacob, who have been waiting for a while. Guys, you're professional at this point, so just type in chat when you're ready, and I'll pull you in. In the meantime, Zakus, I'll put you back into the waiting room. Thank you very much again.
Bye.
Bye. Ready? Which chat though? What do you mean?
Whichever one you want.
So, Jacob, hello?
Here we go.
Let's wait for Andrew to confirm that he's ready. Ready. Okay. Jacob, we cannot hear you if you're speaking.
Oh.
Hello? Andrew?
Can you hear me now?
You're muted. Yes, we can hear you, Jacob.
Hello.
Hello. So, what have you two got for us?
I'm a guest. He just told me he wanted to see my
Yeah, I want to show on camera. Wait, I need to turn on my camera here. I'm not that professional actually. Oh, there you go.
I think this is an attempt to make you dab
Looks
and
looks
say
silly.
bruh.
Oh no, yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
okay.
as well.
Matt, you hold Andrew still, and we punch him until he decides to give up and
We can
do the dab.
If you guys want, we can start off with that. So
No. We want to see
No?
what you.
I
wanted.
will dab and say bruh when we hit our goal on GitHub sponsors.
Right.
Ooh,
Okay.
there we go.
that's deflecting.
Everyone
Okay,
starts
that's
eating
fine.
rice and beans.
Right. So I'm gonna bring a bit of context here. So it's not really secret that Andrew finally got his M1 MacBook Air. When was this? Like yesterday or 2 days ago? I can't remember.
It's sitting over there in
Right.
the corner of shame with the other macOS
Beautiful.
laptop.
Yeah, beautiful. And but before he actually showed it to me, he said, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if I could just build Zig binaries on my Linux machine?" So, well, let's try that. Wait, I need to share the entire screen. Can you see this?
We can see the terminal.
Right, cool. Is the font okay, or is it too small?
It seems okay.
I can make it a bit bigger.
That's even better. Yes.
Cool. So, I've got this really shitty small Linux box. It's really crap. I mean, it's got like Intel Atom muffin inside, which makes it really not. Well, actually, it's usable with Zig because Zig is pretty fast for compilation, but nothing else. Okay, so bear with me here. Let's go into some examples, and let's start with something simple. So let's try Hello Zig. Why not? We can go into something more complicated in a minute. So the standard stuff, nothing too fancy.
Oh, actually typing it out, it's amazing. I haven't typed out a hello world in months.
I know. I've been typing a lot of stuff out recently, so okay. So what was it like? I think info, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And I think we had something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, nothing too fancy. This is really simple stuff. So okay, let's try and build it. So first of all, let me just try and build it for this architecture and operating system first, just to see that I didn't mess anything up. That's Hello Zig. See what I mean about slowness? It's really slow. Okay. Right, cool. So
Info.
everything works. So let's make it a little bit more interesting. Now, if anybody from Apple is watching, I'm sorry. I guess.
Are
Why would you apologize?
Sorry, not sorry.
I don't know. I'm just saying this. So this is a Mac executable. Okay. Now
Okay.
I'm back on the M1. That's the MacBook Air. So let's just copy that over. I think it was dev examples. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Check it out. Oh my god, it works.
Nice. So we
Well,
have consigning and cross compilation.
Right. So I can make it a little bit more interesting.
Can we call it cross signing?
I think at this point we can call it whatever we want.
Okay, so like I don't have a full grasp on the whole code signing thing, but did you just kind of like invalidate it here because you can compile arbitrary code and then run it on the new Mac OS?
Oh no. So actually the code signing is a bit of a misnomer because with the this is called actually ad hoc code signing, and it's essentially a glorified hash. So basically just compute a hash of the binary and that's it. So
I don't know why
it's
the
not,
kernel doesn't just do it. I mean, it's just a hash, so what's the point?
right. Exactly. So and the kernel still caches it for you anyway. So so you can do it whatever you want. it boils down to this. You can do it actually on any operating system. It's nothing. You don't need Apple tools to do that.
Oh, is
Oh,
that
here we
C?
go.
Oh, no.
See,
Uh-oh.
hello world.
Oh my god. Is this
It's
gonna
level
work?
2.
This is the real flex.
This is level 2, yeah. So wait. What was it built? Right. Bear with me a sec. Because then we had, what was it? CC, and then I called it, what did I call it? Hello C, right? Oh.
Yeah. You know. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So let's do the same thing again. That was A out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay,
That-
level 3. Level 3.
Level 3 is what?
What's level 3?
We can't really, so we could bootstrap Zig with this, I think.
Oh, yeah.
No, level 3.
I mean, this
level
is
3
still a-
is C++.
Okay.
I'll help you with it. I have the C++ hello world memorized too.
Okay. I think
Is that not the same thing? Oh, we see out. Okay.
so. Hello.cc. Let's go. Oh, CPP,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, it's
Oh no! Wait. Oh no! Wait.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay,
come on.
it's include IO stream. Yeah, and then
No, come on. I know.
I think you need to
Oh, you
include
know what?
boost
Yeah.
also. Can you
Yeah,
print without
boost.
boost?
Oh, boost. But boost mostly is headers anyway, right? I mean, you can get some libraries inside of it, but it's fine. Oh, and I think in C++, oh no, should be fine, right? You can actually have a void. I think.
I don't know.
I'm confused.
Anyway, I've not been doing C++ in a while. But anyway, let's see. Let's try this.
So now you just
Time,
change CC
manually.
to C++.
It is still CPP. Here we go. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the command, right? Sure.
Oh.
So you didn't actually test this one before the stream, right?
No.
Nice. I like it.
That's me being evil, making him try something he didn't test ahead of time.
No, but that's okay. I mean, I told you that this machine is kind of slow, but we can wait. Oh, and this also works for x86 64 macOS as well. But when it comes to the headers, I really need to clean them up because there's a lot of overlap. So
nice.
Wow,
when it comes to the includes,
yeah,
right,
holy jeez.
So, Jacob, in the meantime, wow, C++ snappy as usual. But so are you also able to cross compile Z? Is that what you were also getting at?
Oh well, currently we can't because this is actually what Andrew pointed out to me yesterday. I think we have we do invoke XC run, I think. And I'm not sure whether we have it gated behind, like if you're actually cross compiling, don't do it. I can't remember, and this is something
We do.
we need to check.
We only run it if it's the native OS.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I haven't tried it yet because I would need to bootstrap LVM first, and then basically use Zig bootstrap. I just didn't have time yet. So
why don't
I have tried it.
Why do we?
I have tried it. This will make it work.
Why do we need local
this will
CPP?
make it work when I clean it up.
Yeah, that's true.
Why do we need random .cpp? Why do we need random shuffle? Why do we need reject the CPP?
This is all lib C++.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Is it statically linked or is it a dilib?
Yeah, we statically link it, but the good news is that after you compile it for one time for this target architecture, from then on you'll have it and you'll never need to compile it again.
Cool.
Unless you delete your cache.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, and this is lib C++ ABI.
So this is Intel Atom, actually.
I think the solution is to delete not just the cache, but also every single C++ file on your computer.
Or just
okay, While this is compiling, can I take a minute to complain about something about C++? I know it's just a dog pile, but I have a very specific complaint.
Let's go.
Sure, go for it.
We depend on LLVM through the C++ API, which means, oh no.
Oh no!
No, no.
There you go. You broke it.
All right.
So yeah, this is. I haven't
Level
tried
3,
it yet,
too
so
hard.
there you
go. Okay, I'm still gonna make my
wait.
point though.
Yeah, make your point.
We can't use C++. So Zig C++ lets you build C++ code, which can be very useful to build your dependencies, but it doesn't let you link against C++ libraries that were compiled by a different compiler. And we can never fix that because C++ doesn't have a stable ABI. So it's really annoying with LLVM because we always want to have an LLVM backend in Zig, but the API is C++, it's not C. And so if we actually can't use Zig C++ to build our C++ code if we want to link against the system LLVM package.
Oh, but this isn't gonna work, is it?
So you either have to use Zig C++ to build all the C++ code in your whole app, or you have to use the system C++ compiler. You can't mix and match. That's really annoying.
Yeah, it's painful.
What are we doing now, Jacob?
I'm just trying to see whether it's gonna work with a project as well. So with a build.
Okay,
Zig.
we did the full
I think it will.
project.
I don't
Okay.
see why I wouldn't. It looks fine. I mean, where are we? Examples of a project and then Zig cache. Yes, I'll need to see what's happening with C++. I've basically created like a proof of concept, and I left it at that. So, but I did it today.
For me, the fact that it's like false when you try to compile C++, it's a feature actually, but yeah.
Wait, Ben low product. Oh no!
So next one is sending angry faces in chat.
Here we go. Who is what? Okay, I think this is it. I didn't have
Wait.
anything else.
Well, I
This
mean,
is great.
yeah, this is already a lot of stuff. That's awesome. Matt, you were saying, sorry?
Wait, what are we doing here? Is this the C++ working, or is this?
No. That was just like a full project. So initiated with Zig and it exit, and then basically cross compiled for ARM macOS
using the build system. So like a normal project that uses build can also cross compile. That's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome. Once you guys can figure out how to make Zig cross-compile itself, then like getting set up on macOS is going to be much easier. Although I guess at that point we can.
We're almost there because Andrew actually did a splendid job with Zig Bootstrap, and that was the only missing bit now. I just need to clean that up, and it should work, hopefully.
Yeah,
except for the C++ stuff. We'll
awesome.
have a look at this. But
this is the last step. I mean, once that seg fault is fixed, you built a release build, right? So that's presumably in a debug build that would be a stack trace.
Oh yeah, right. I just connected all the dots, right? Because you need to compile C++ because of LLVM and everything else. Okay, now everything. I was able to close the circle finally.
Yeah. So I actually did build for this target with Zig Bootstrap, and then there's only just one flaw with the resulting binary, which is that it doesn't properly link to libsystem, and that's what this fixes. Is that right, Cheku?
Yeah. So if you can, wait. What am I doing? Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry. See the stream? That's so annoying. Right. Yes, it does. Wait. Where did I put this stuff? I think it was in temp. Yes. So yeah, it was missing the fact that we didn't have the load command. It wasn't being added. It's not being added by LLVM by default. Well, LLD in this case, unless you are natively on macOS. because it wants
Yeah.
to. It really. It basically just wants to. It wants to find all the DY libs and see whether they're there, and what kind of what symbols they export and things like this. And then the other thing that was missing was the binding info was messed up as well, because you need to set the ordinals here. This is the error that we're seeing, Andrew, with TLV bootstrap, because it was actually linked to itself. So it was linked to the executable itself to look for the symbol there, but it's obviously not there. So that was the other thing that had to be fixed.
So for people who haven't been paying super close attention, let me just tell you what happened here. What happened is
the same as here.
LLD just doesn't handle this target correctly. It just does the wrong thing. But lately, Jakub has gone off and just become an expert on Macho. He is now the Macho Man. So with all of his newfound knowledge about Mako, he just said, I just know how it all works now. I'm just gonna open the file after LLD's done, fix it, and then save it.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Jacob.
but that's exactly what's happening here. So,
I like Macho Man way too much.
Wait.
I don't think we can let go of that.
Oh, it's crazy. I don't think I like it that much. But okay. Yeah. So that's exactly what Andrew was saying here. Oh wait, I can actually do right. Code signature. Yeah, there we go. So I got two fixed up, and I need to clean this up as well. But yeah, so the thing that I added today is basically if lib system command index. So basically, if lib system load command doesn't exist, we just fix it up. And currently, I don't handle because there is I need to figure out the logic for handling binaries that do include some linkage to other dilibs. I don't think that would actually ever be the case with LLD, but anyway, that's how you should do it properly. We can actually, another thing that we could do with Zig later on is to make it so that we can actually strip stuff away. And there are people who use this, even stripping stuff from Xcode, I think. In gaming industry, I saw like a GitHub thread where some people were, compiling a game for iOS, I think, or something, and it was including a lot of dilibs that they didn't need. So stripping was actually going through the Mako file and then removing all the mentions of the dilib. But you have to be careful with the ordinals because it's the way you reference dilibs is very simple. It's basically the load command that appears first is indexed at 1, and then the other one at 2, and so on and so forth. So yeah, basically this is what happens here. We first of all, I just basically add the load dilib load command, and so this is the standard stuff we do in stage 2 as well. And then, well, this is the stuff I was actually working on today, and this is parsing the binding info. It's pretty simple once you look at this stuff. It's basically just a series of opcodes, and that's it.
I'm gonna tell a joke now. All right.
What was it?
3 mathematicians are all standing around a chalkboard for 2 hours, scratching their chins and saying nothing. And finally, one of them says, "Oh, it's trivial."
Okay.
He's laughing at me, but that's okay.
The joke is that it's obviously not trivial if you had to spend so much time thinking about the problem. But once you understand how something works, it seems simple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is simple. Honestly, there is not that much stuff to do here.
Wow, I gotta work on my joke delivery. That was crickets.
It's pretty good though. I liked learning about it afterwards.
And
come on.
I think what helps more. You should try to sell it as like a Zen story more than a joke, so that people understand that they are trying.
Good point. Good point.
That the punchline is outside of the story, because that's usually the point.
The sad thing is I've tried to tell this joke multiple times, and this is like not the first time that it's fallen completely flat.
I was half expecting the punchline to be Macho Man again, So I was like preparing myself.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not changing my nickname.
Nectar
No
in
way.
chat, I think, well, Megan has it right. Like, now the joke is trivial.
Oh,
That's
this is
so
good.
snap.
That is really
That's like a
good.
meta joke.
Got it.
Nice.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, that's it. That's it.
So, Andrew, I have a question for you then. Did you set up your MacBook Air yet? Do you need tips on how to
Oh, I
make it
can
nice?
answer this. Of course he didn't. He's waiting for me to give him the cross-compiled binaries.
Ah,
I set it
Yeah.
up and I ran Zig on it, and then I haven't touched it since.
do you have Homebrew? You need to get iTerm 2. You want also what?
I installed iTerm, and I'm not installing Rosetta. That's my code of conduct. And I'm not,
Ooh,
and I'm also not going to use Homebrew. That's also my code of conduct.
wow.
So
That's
Zig
tough.
development will work without Homebrew or Rosetta installed. That's the goal.
Oh no, Rosetta actually messes everything up. So,
Okay, but this still doesn't prevent you from installing. I don't know if it's already bundled, but like you can install the iPad version of Among Us. That's one thing. Next, I don't know. Like I think I need help from other people that use macOS to help Andrew pimp. his,
What
I'll just wait for them to make an ARM build. Everyone's scrambling to make ARM builds.
Yeah, that's true. I have to say, Rosetta builds, at least my experience, seem okay. I haven't encountered any problem with x86 versions of executables, but I get your point. We'll get, you know what? We'll get you a gift card for the App Store sooner or later.
No.
he's gonna wait until Zig is there.
Hey, how does my mic sound, by the way?
Oh yeah, it sounds pretty nice.
Yes, okay.
Is it pretty nice?
Can you
Okay.
show us?
Yeah. Okay, I might jostle it a little bit.
Brett?
Nice.
Nice.
Oh,
I don't have the ARM yet.
Oh no, Andrew! Once you get the ARM, you will
Oh
love
snap!
it.
You don't have an arm yet.
Like, this ARM has taught me more about physics than years of school.
Really?
It's magic. It taught me that actually physics is magic. I don't understand how it works, but it's amazing. Like, whatever position you put it in, it just stays.
I'm glad we can keep this stream on topic, which is ARM.
Yeah.
Oh god,
It is
another
arm.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
You've got one arm.
guys,
Why
is
is there
there
two arms?
is there anything else? Nectar, I think, Megan wants to come back and do the final demo. Do you guys have
No,
anything else?
I mean I'm good.
Okay.
I don't have anything else. So
I don't have any more jokes, so we're good.
Was that a joke? I
Yeah.
need to double check now every time.
Everything's.
hey, you know what? I think.
All right, thanks.
Are we not like is Zig not like the only language now, like statically compiled language that actually can cross compile for Apple Silicon?
I think
obviously-
Rust and Go have some commits in the oven.
I'm pretty sure no, from any operating system, because I'm pretty sure with Rust you need to be cross compiling from x86, 64 Mac OS. And Go has got its own runtime, so that doesn't count.
I think Go counts. They're doing the same thing we're doing, right?
Go can. Well, I haven't tested yet, but I think Go can. And because as Jacob was saying, they have all their own stuff. And I did cross compile from x86 Mac to ARM Mac, so I haven't checked precisely the full. I haven't. Let's call it. I haven't tested cross signing. I don't know if they can cross sign. But I don't know about
I'm pretty sure Rust is using System Linker.
Yeah.
For the stuff, so that's why you need the Mac OS to build for.
You know
Mac
what?
OS.
Actually, could be the same with Go, because now that I think about it, if they have like promises of stability and Apple wants you to consider signing as a black box thing, they probably kind of have to use the systems. They have to use code sign to make sure that stuff doesn't break. No, am I saying something that doesn't make sense?
I think you could be right, but I just remember that thread where they were trying to figure out code signing, and I remember it being closed with a commit, like they implemented.
Oh yeah, I think it's really upstream.
Okay, so they have that too. I see.
For Go,
cool.
so
Go has a lot of the same goals we do, which is have no system dependencies and cross compile
Yeah.
for other OSs. Yeah.
I see. Okay, that was great. Thank you very much to the both of you, and I guess we'll see you at FOSDEM or next year. Well, I'm kind of counting on both of you for FOSDEM, I'll be honest.
I cannot wait to breathe in all of your particles.
This is getting weird. I'm signing off.
Bye.
Andrew, you drove
See you guys.
home.
Okay, let's go, Megan. Let me send a message so that we are super sure. Ready? I'm muted. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Let me get my camera on. Yeah,
Okay.
I fixed what was. I figured out what was catching it up. So let me share my screen again. Let's get this going. Alright. Not that one. This one. And chat. Okay. So. Oh, and then I made this a little more complicated than it was originally.
Mm-hmm.
So I added, there's a compression example, and then there's a decompression example, and we're going to use both. So I had to filter the C file list because there was like some example code in there that wasn't necessary, that was kind of messing it up. There was an H file in the examples directory that I had to copy over into this common.h. That's what that was stripping up. And then I also had to add zlib from their release tarballs.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's that in there. And then, so what the final example that I came up with does is it empties the cache just to show that it starts completely from scratch. It runs fetch. It compiles all of the C files for muscle. It runs the compression binary on our build.zig in Alpine in Docker, and then recompiles the app for GNU, and then runs the decompression app natively.
Wow. Okay.
So, and then we're gonna watch that happen.
Okay. Let's see how it
Okay, so
goes.
it deleted the cache. It's fetching all of our dependencies. So it's grabbing the Git repository for C standard, and then it's gonna get and then untar the zlib binary, and it's compiling the whole thing for muscle. This takes a second.
Right. Yeah, we saw it earlier.
But then as Andrew mentioned, like, because they're dependencies, like the code's not going to change from underneath you. So like if you were using this as like a library, you'd only have to do this the first time. And it stores the dependencies in a global cache, so the paths are never going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like one thing that Zackage definitely does. It's super dumb. You fetch and it does everything from scratch again. So I need to like add that logic in to like not waste your people's time.
Right. Yeah, storing the dependencies locally is definitely on the to-do list, because I know people like XQ had mentioned, like for embedded, a use case is definitely being able to like have all of your sources in a tarball, no matter how many dependencies you have. So there we go. We ran the compression app in Alpine on Docker, and then it compressed build.zig into build.zig.cst. So now we're recompiling the app for GNU Linux.
Let's go. Yeah, we
you
really
can do it.
we really need to have Zig pure projects and take over C, take over C++, remove everything. Everything is incremental compilation. I want to incrementally compile everything in my life. Like I write a function once, and I'm never gonna shut down the server. I'm always gonna incrementally compile over what I did earlier in the past, and that's how I want to live my life.
Yeah. And there we go, correctly decoded.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Oh yeah, that was super fast. Awesome. So
And then yeah, so you can see 113 to 113, and then 477.
Nice. Yeah, thank you for pointing this out. Everything was super fast, and I missed a few lines. That's great. Yeah, I think packaging C code is gonna be an interesting thing and very topical. I mean, there's a lot of people that really, when they see that the project is like a C or C++ project, they don't even attempt to compile it because they aren't familiar with the tools. You can't ever be familiar with the tools because there's a bunch. None of them work. None of those works easily, and it would be nice to replace everything.
Yeah, no, I've been spending a bunch of time like trying to integrate like getting C libraries to work like in this fashion, and kind of like how integrated CMake is into the ecosystem has actually really been an issue. Because like so many projects are like, oh, import config.h, but that doesn't really work. So that's why I was excited when I got C standard to work, because ideally, like I want this to like, you know, I had to like do all this because, you know, like these projects aren't using Zigmod, but I like ideally would want this eventually to be as easy as, you know, like just this, and it's like, oh, you still get all this C code for free, because like the zig.mod files were already defined.
Right. Okay, that was awesome. Is that it? Is there anything else?
No, yeah, that was all.
That was all. Awesome. Then let me think. I think it's time. Wait, is there anybody else in queue? I don't think there was, but let me double check just for completeness. Yeah. Oh, I'm curious that why has none of the Zig Showdown people demoed their game?
Yeah.
What the hell? I don't want to say they're traitors, but I mean,
I don't think you didn't. I don't think you pinged about it this time.
oh, I ping everybody. Oh no, Master Kid is
Oh,
asleep. I see. Well, yeah, I think he's also still kind of relocating and like changing home and everything else. So he's probably busy with other stuff. That's fine.
No.
Yeah, that's fine. Next time, he'll be forced to do a full-fledged talk anyway in January. Looking forward to that. Okay then. I think we can call it a day. We can call it a Showtime season. We can even call it a year, basically. Guys and girls, is there anything else that you want to say before we conclude? Megan, you can go first.
Yeah, thanks, Christoph, and everyone for all that you do. I love Zig with a passion, and I'm excited for next year.
Awesome. Matt?
Yeah. Loris, I really want to thank you because like I think Zig Showtime has been like a really unique thing that is part of the Zig community. I want to like thank the amount of work that you put into this. Like for me it was like I think when I started it was like February last year. There's like 2 videos on YouTube that were related to Zig that I could like find easily, and now we've got like a whole swath of them, and it's always like really nice to come to this and like hang out with people and chat, and it's turned into like I mean like it was a nice community before on like GitHub, but I think it's really like extended and grown a lot, so really appreciate what you've done.
Thank you, and I think we should also I think I have to pass on, like, as a in a transitive way, some of those thanks also to Andrew, because I do not know what would be the current state of Showtime if I didn't get the job offer for the Zig Software Foundation. And I mean, it's non-trivial. It's I want to say not only it's non-trivial, but it's like it's a very consequential, like, if you are working on an open source project, it's not obvious that your first hire should be somebody that is actually not contributing that much open source software to your code base after all. I mean, I'm doing a little bit of work, but that's not what I do. And that's a risky choice. Whether it is a good one, whether it pays off at the end, it depends on how things end up playing out. But I'm sure that probably most other projects, well, I don't know. I don't want to badmouth other projects, but I don't see every project deciding to go that way. And I remember when Andrew came up with the idea, he told me that he was fine doing it as a test. So even if we tried and nothing would come out of it, he would have been fine. And that is the premise that allowed me to say at the beginning of a pandemic, goodbye to Redis Labs and jump ship into another risk endeavor, but I think into another ship, a rocket ship this time. And so, yeah, thank you also to Andrew. And I guess if we want to conclude everything, thank you also to everybody that has been donating to the Zig Software Foundation, everybody who has been paying attention, because really nothing can happen if you don't care. And caring is it's a pretty strong currency nowadays. I'm not joking. Maybe not as strong as actual currency, but close there. So thank you, everyone. And I guess see you next year. Bye-bye.
This is how we